Hello, hello, hello. We've got Jeremy from Aquarium Domain.
Tennessee Fish
And we've got
Mafia,
Ed.
baby.
We got Ed from Chattanooga Ed. The doc, I believe his wife was flying home from California today, and she is landing probably. She might have landed already, but he said that he probably wouldn't be able to join us. So I'll keep an eye out for him if he does show up. But until then, we'll say hello with Sketty Nona, first one in. Then you, Shadaisy. And there's six. Uncle Smiley. Wet Floors Aquatics. Bobby Taylor. Sevilla Steve. The moneyless maven, Shirley Roar. Mexicali. Hey, Jorge.
Hey,
Depth
Jorge.
Charge. Hello, Steve.
George.
Sue Ann. Skibbity Doodah. Vinoski. Hello, hello. There's Price Tag Joe.
Oh, there's two
And
of my
Jenna
buddies
Zed.
right there.
Looks
you say hi to
like
Steve and
Jeremy has
Uncle
a whole
Smiley?
new group of friends. So somebody picked up on that right away. Lumpy Dog. Hello, Lumpy Dog. Hey, Whip Ed. Aquarium Domain. And I think we are at the bottom. If I missed you, I do apologize. Denizen, I did say you, didn't I? I believe I did. Lumpy Dog. Today's topic is when building your fish room, how to know when too much has become too much. And Jeremy and I kind of threw that around a little bit, not much, but a little tiny bit the other day. And oh my God, he said all our names. Whip. I said, shut up, Skippy. So when you're building your fish tank, hey, Pep, what's going on?
Pepper Creek.
Well, there's
To
steps unknown,
avoid
too.
the dreaded, there's Miss
I mean,
Dee
Depth Charge.
the dreaded downsides because you've gone and lost your damn fool mind and made or put up too many tanks.
Can you believe Dee Dee is up there doing a live stream and in our chat? She's
I know she's multitasking.
It's amazing.
I guess she's got Richard up there and Jenna to hold it down.
Yeah, they're filling in the gaps in the speech patterns.
I want to see what people say about because when Whip said that question, I was like, well, to me, it's kind of relative, Like, is it really about number of tanks, or is it about how much maintenance it takes for whatever you have, or volume of water, like all that kind of stuff?
Because I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I don't think there can't be like a set number, right?
No, I think the dynamic is
what
different for everybody. Yeah. I don't have 15 tanks, but I got a lot of water volume.
Right. Like, yeah, you got more water in one tank than I have in the whole basement.
Yeah, sounds like.
Price Tag Joe says, I never thought building my fish room that it was too much because I always kept myself under the fine line where I felt like work and not enjoyment. Yeah. Right. So I mean that's kind of the key.
I wish for me when too much was when I put tanks around all the walls, like when I wrapped water on all four walls, because that's when it cut the internet and telephones out of my fish room.
Yeah, but was that the only reason, or was it because the maintenance schedule got crazy high on you? I mean, you got a different situation because you're retired and you have, quote unquote time that working people don't have necessarily. I mean, I know you have a life.
He's got back problems that offset the time. It's like
right.
I wish I would have not have put those tanks on that one wall and then be able to keep using my fish room like normal. And I could always take them out, but I don't want to do that because I like them there too because they look cool. And they're like catch 50 too.
It's
Well,
not
let me
specific to
focus.
me, but one thing I've seen on watching, fish YouTube videos forever on YouTube, I see a lot of people start off in the hobby with little tanks. They go out and they get like 20, 10-gallon tanks, and then they kind of like do the manual stuff where they got like a trash can, they're sucking out water. They're kind of doing everything manually, and just 20 times of anything is a lot, and so they burn themselves out. And then a lot of times they come back, they ditch the
And then
2010, and they come back with like 640s or something, and they're much happier because they're just doing 6 maintenance or whatever.
I also
Right.
put fish tanks on the other side of the wall too, so it's like double glass.
Yep. Yeah,
I
you
didn't
did.
even think about that till just now. Is there's also fish tanks on the other side.
You
Or how
got
many
fish
times you
tanks on
heard
every
people
wall.
but people who used to put tanks really low, like on the ground or really high. They do that once, and then it's annoying as all get out. They never do it again because it takes.
Yeah,
Well, Ed, it's kind of like that right now.
Yeah.
With my lower level is it would work good, but my back is so sore I can't ever look at the fish in the bottom. All I can do is look down on them and see them eat from the top, but I never get down on my knees because I can't just bend over.
Right.
It kills me to bend. So
I
I want to get all those tanks out of the bottom.
That's not even really an old person problem. When I was 25, I didn't want to be crawling around on the ground, trying to see into.
Yeah.
I've never liked the idea of tanks on the ground.
Yeah, they don't view properly, and the fish don't like it either because they're like you're on top of them.
I'm gonna just leave them bare bottom tanks eventually, and just put, dump baby fry in there. And then when I see the baby fry big enough, I'll scoop them out and dump them back in with their parents and do it again.
That could work. If it's nothing, if it's just a breeding project where you don't have to be looking in there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Lumpy Dog says if the fish room becomes too much, just retire. You'll have more time for fish keeping.
Well,
theoretically,
that's what happened. I was building a fish room in my basement in St. Louis, but I wasn't going to fill those tanks for another 15 years until I retired. I mean, I was going to start filling some maybe, but I was just collecting them for free from everyone. And I had built the room and everything, I drywalled it in and it was going to look real nice. And then I ended up hurting myself and I had to sell it all. And I only took 3 fish tanks with me. I gave all the other fish tanks away. Well, 4 fish tanks with me. So I must have given away about 25 tanks.
Oof. That had to sting a little bit.
Yeah.
Depth Charge is kind of on board with us. He says it's not about the amount of tanks you have, it's knowing what you can handle. Right. Once it becomes too much, that's the kind of the whole key. When is too much too much? And I think when you start dreading the idea of going down into your fish room to do your maintenance, that you have crossed the line, my friend. Pegasista, hello.
Hey, Marina.
6 says, well, maybe just start with one tank at a time. Don't go overboard right away. Maybe set up one tank every few months or long. Yeah, that is a valid and reasonable thing to say, but the problem is we lose our minds. And
whenever I see people who are new to the hobby and they go from one tank to some large number of tanks quickly, I know it's gonna at least partially crash, right? They will. Yeah. I've never seen anyone who just did that and then was like, that was a great decision. I love it's perfect or made more, they always like pull back,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, that happens so much, like, especially new people, like, because they realize, oh, I want that fish and I want that fish, but those 2 fish can't be in the same tank. So now I need to start another tank. Oh, and I want that fish, but that fish can't go with either one of those fish. So I need another tank. And it just snowballs on you.
Because I even like building out my fish basement. It's been happening. I mean, I started doing it in 2016, you know. I just didn't start filming it until 2019, you know. So
Right.
at the end of 2019. So and it's what it
Yeah,
was.
yours has been a slow build. And
We're like 10 years in
partially
on it. It's not done yet, you know. So
that's because you're building your tanks. I mean, it's not like you can just go out and buy what you have. It would have cost you,
It
first of all,
works.
it would cost you a bloody fortune. But
yeah,
it
I mean,
takes time too.
It's
yeah,
awesome
maybe
because
that's
it's like perfect episodes.
yeah, it works
If
out for filming, but it's also I think it's good for impulse control because you're like, there's been times I was thinking, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, actually, my original plan was when you came down the stairs, I was going to have a giant U tank that went all the way around and started with huge predator fish and went all the way down to community Amazon, one giant tank. But then now looking back, I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't build that thing with me. But because I had to do a bunch of other stuff first before I could even start that, I had to like finish the basement first. So it gave me time to like second, third, quadruple guess myself, you know, and
Right.
come to a better
And things always change anyway. I mean, even down here, I have basically 8 tanks that, quote unquote, are display, and the rest of them are all grow out / quarantine, which are eventually going to go into a different room. And I don't know. I had the tanks, and all of a sudden the tanks are full. So I know, even for older fish keepers, you can fall down that rabbit hole if you're not careful.
Sure.
Like, I mean, if you had open tank space, Jeremy, would you um, maybe be tempted to get something a little sooner than you were ready for it because you have the space? I think I'm not going to speak for you, but for me, that is definitely a hitch in my personality. Or I'm like, oh, I could get that right now. It might not be available when I'm ready for it, so I better get
I
it
think
right now.
it would depend on where I was in my life because I know that when I first started the fish basement, I was gifted a what was it? Like a 500-gallon acrylic aquarium. It was like 8x4 by something. I think it was
Oh, nice.
not super tall, like 25-inch tall or something like that, you know. And but the thing is, it really wasn't what I wanted, you know. And I was going to put it in this one spot, and I actually was like, yeah, you know what? Gifted it because I got it for free, so I gave it to a guy getting a fish game for free, and got moved it out of there and stuck with my guns and built the 3,000-gallon because that's where the 3,000-gallon is now. It was going to be there. I was like, oh, I could do that, I could do this, and I'm glad I didn't compromise and just waited and built the thing I wanted to build in the first place. So.
Right.
Like when I was younger,
take
no
right
way in
behind
hell
me.
would that have happened. I would have set that thing up in 2 seconds, you know.
This one here is about 80 gallons, no, 90 gallons smaller than I wanted. I wanted another 210 right here. But that 130 or 135 or whatever the hell it is was free. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. So now if I ever do pull the trigger on a new 210, that's going to have to get torn down. I'll have to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with it. Do I keep it? I mean, it's in pretty good shape. It's an old tank, though. It is old. It doesn't even have center braces or anything. It's just 5 pieces of glass and a rim. There's nothing holding the front to the back other than the frame. So it's heavy because the glass is a little thicker than what you get nowadays. And but it's like I said, it's doing great for what it is, but it ain't what I wanted because I didn't stick to my guns.
Yeah, I think I
Suzanne
was.
says I was happier when I had more tanks.
Yep.
What was that? I stepped right on you.
How are you planning on taking your tanks down to Tennessee when you move here?
I'm on the fence on that. I may not. I may just sell them and buy new.
Well,
which will be
maybe
expensive. But
you could buy a little cart and attach it to the back of your motorcycle and just drive them down one at a time.
yeah, that would be a fantastic idea.
You get lots of riding time.
I'm trying to convince
That's-
Whip to cut them up, and we'll use the front and backs for viewing panels on 16 new tank builds. You know,
Yeah, there's yeah, that's an idea.
Where will his tanks start?
Jeremy's already
Stay then.
like overwhelmed with the amount of tanks he's building, plus all his, outside of
Yeah,
YouTube
awesome.
stuff, and now he's going to tackle building me a fish room too. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go
You
well.
know, you may need to build. You know how you're going to do an outer house for your fish tanks and stuff? Like
Yeah,
you may have to do a second one for Jeremy, and then he could live there as he's helping you build your fish
just got to
room.
take care of it.
Yeah, well, as he sets it up, because he'll need time to videotape everything too for his show.
I'm just
Oh,
going to
maybe
Jeremy,
I'll
you should
move in.
do one
I'll move into his place
backdrop.
so that I can take care of his fish. See, I think that could work.
Whip's got like a view over a cliff. You need to set one tank up that's an indoor-outdoor tank that you can see through the tank, Jeremy, and see just the valley. Wouldn't that be pretty?
Who's going to sign up to scrape the algae on that outside wall about 4 times a day? All that stuff.
Well, it was Ed's idea, and he's only an hour away from me, so he can make that drive.
I'm just going to give Whip a giant cut.
Get in there,
bend over.
get in there, Ed.
Make all these cuts, and when you're done, I'll come down and we'll put it all together.
All right.
Maybe you could get one-dimensional or one-way glass, so that way the algae isn't as bad because it won't see the outdoors.
Like mirror the outside panel.
Yeah.
Maybe you could put a window in that overlooks the valley and just look out the window.
But it'd be cooler if there's
Radical
marijuana
idea,
flowing through it.
Yeah, right. Skippy says he's moving all his tanks into a central fish room because he's tired of chasing the python from guest room to office to bedroom to living room. I'm hoping it's going to be less work if I consolidate. It's definitely less work. I have 2 tanks upstairs. I have the flower horn tank that is in the living room, and a 15-gallon I got from the Clash last year that Big Steve sent me 4 wild-caught betta. No, I can't say which species it is. My mouth doesn't make those noises, but just suffice it to say it's they're pretty cool looking. And yeah, I had to set that one up so it was ready for them. The only thing I didn't have was a lid because I guess they're jumpers. So I found that out after the fact. I had to do a little quick thinking. Denizen says it was, is it what I think is too much or what other people say is too much? No, it's what you think.
Yeah,
Absolutely what you think. It doesn't, who cares what other people think? You know what? You gotta, I say the hell with other people. Unless there's somebody that you actually respect their opinion.
Let me ask you this.
Jeremy.
In your fish keeping life, how many times do you have someone say something along the lines of, oh, that's neat, but because they don't keep fish, they think it's whatever, like a waste of money or extraneous or this or that. It's just kind of like, why, it's, but yet the same person who said that might spend $100,000 on a Porsche sports car just because they like sport, you know what I mean, or whatever, it's
right.
It's like
that's so real. That is a real thing.
Like
My
anytime
brother-in-law
someone say, hey, I like something different from you, so therefore I have a different opinion. I'm just like, yeah, stop there. There's no reason to hear it more.
Well,
it's just common sense.
Every time my brother-in-law comes over, he asks, have you sold any fish? Because he thinks I'm doing it like as a business.
That's right. You know what you ought to do, Ed? You ought to create like a fake ledger and be like, well, yeah, I made 92,000 this month so far, and is that good? You know?
Yeah.
That's what I would
You'd
do.
report
I
me.
love doing that stuff to people.
Ah,
Then all of a sudden he's like, how do I get a tank? How do I get doing this, Ed? Yeah, this is great.
Right?
that's probably what it would be.
I buy water for the guys. You know, I bring water out to. I have I know 43 guys that are underneath me. You know, I mean not literally, but metaphorically. And
Shorter than you? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, so it's a lot of water, like 15 to 20 cases of water twice a week, and inevitably they'll say, man, that's a lot of water. You got a party coming up? And I like 9 out of 10 times, I'll just say nope, and then I won't, I won't elaborate. I just let them think, okay. Yeah, that makes
You
me
should
laugh.
you should say that my water pad sprung a leak. I got to fill it back up.
Yeah, right.
Are,
Yeah, just
are
something
you
ridiculous.
you're going hiking and you're afraid you're going to get thirsty?
Hey Ross, how you doing?
Or tell me you have a pet camel. Load 'em up.
Shirley says you might have enough tanks when people start throwing the words hoarder and eviction notice. Eviction notice might be a real thing. Yeah, if you're renting, I guess that is something you have to take into consideration.
Yeah, I had a friend that got a fish tank and he had to get rid of it because it was against their policy. He was in an
Yeah,
apartment building and they
I've
said
heard
that it
that
could
multiple times.
break and warp their floors or something.
Dee Dee says I got overwhelmed with about 25 small tanks. Since I took out most of those, I can manage the rest, even if I get behind. How
I
many
didn't
did
think
you reduce it to?
I didn't think anything could overwhelm Dee Dee. She's like the
She,
toughest
she's
chick I
just
know in the world.
she's just being nice. She wasn't
Yeah.
overwhelmed. She just didn't want to do it anymore.
Or she's just saying that to be like sound like a human.
She feels bad for the mere mortals. She's just throwing us a
Yeah,
bone.
that's what it is.
The people that can't keep shrimp.
Behind the scenes, she's calling us a bunch of wimps. Shots fired at correspondence dinner. I don't know what that means, Bobby. What does that mean?
Real
Hopefully
guns?
verbal and not kinetic.
Like real shots? Somebody. Hey, Asia. Good to see you.
Hello.
Good to see ya. Yeah, it sucks getting old, Ed.
Tell me about it,
Beats the
sister.
alternative, though. Sister, easy. Mini Mac. Let's see. Skip.
I'm not allowed
Skippy
to call
says,
Dee Dee my sister.
oh no, that wasn't Dee Dee. It was depth charge.
I'm sorry. I would never call a butcher a sister unless he is really a she, but he is not.
He is not. Skippy says the local fish store said floor level tanks sell the least. They put a lot of the overstock down there as it gets overlooked. Yep, for sure. Unless you're a little kid, like little kids can see it,
But they can't afford it.
They don't have money.
they can't afford it. Hey, Denny. Hello, hello.
Oh my gosh, it's Dennis.
Pegasista says my 4-year-old wants glowfish and I want a betta, so I'm gonna try doing a glow betta tank. Well, good luck with that. I haven't seen a glow betta in a while. I don't know if they quit making them or maybe they're somewhere else, just not here.
I have not seen those.
Have you really
yet,
been looking
or
hard for them, though,
around.
Whip?
No.
What's that now?
You probably really haven't been looking hard for them either, kind of like.
I really haven't, to be honest with you. But I do pass through a pet store every now and again, and you can't help but look at the tiny little cups of betta.
Yeah.
You know,
But
I
I'm
don't
not
think I've been in
inspecting
a
each one either.
Petco. I don't think I've been in a Petco for a couple of years now.
Oh, I was just at one yesterday. When was it? Yesterday? 2 days ago.
They were the ones with a lot of them here.
Hey,
I
we
don't think
might
my
have.
PetSmart ever got them. They just had normals.
You have no. Your video's down. Are you good? Let me. Now I see you.
Who are you talking about?
You want to give me a thumbs up?
Oh, someone's
That'll work.
backstage.
Oh, that was a tongues down.
That was
The
a
doc did take
tonsillitis. That was tonsillitis.
Oh, bummer. Hi, Doc Ant.
Hey, ¿qué pasó?
Doc, you know everybody?
Don't know all those people above me. There's a lot of people above me that I don't know.
There's a lot of people above you.
A lot of action going on there.
I don't know if you
and,
caught any
Richard
of the
got their
show
own
yet.
live stream going, so.
Yeah, right.
Howdy,
We're
everybody.
talking
Sorry
about
I'm late.
too much. When have you jumped a shark, Fonzie? And you might be a good one to ask because you are currently in the middle of a build. I've been hearing not a ton of people, but over the last year, I've heard a lot of people say they bought 35, 45 tanks and now they're downsizing. So we were like kind of bouncing around when is too much, and
Those people are called quitters, Whip.
yeah.
They're just bad people. That's all.
They're just bad people. Should always be increasing, always. Just don't do it all at once. That's like the doc who's putting up 75
I
tanks
know,
all at one time.
what did Doc do when students were late to his lectures?
I used to lock them out of class.
We can't really lock you out of our virtual thing.
Yeah, I
So.
mean I could have, but that would have been
No punishment for you, Doc.
But I got in trouble for that, so I couldn't do that anymore.
Oh, really?
They missed too many classes. Would they be kicked out of the class? Like, is it an automatic fail?
I didn't have. They were adults. If they wanted to come to class, they could. They knew it. They were held responsible for material, and all I got to say is, "Hello, Shelby K, sweetie pie."
Shelby's here. Hello, Shelby. I got way behind. Let me catch up a little bit here. We're going to address the ones that look like they need to be addressed, and then we'll see if I can catch up a little bit here. I was pretty close to the bottom, and then I just started yapping. 6 says, I have 7 nano beta tanks from 3 to 10 gallons in my bedroom. I slowly started new tanks over the time of the year.
Now, can we ask
I'm guessing
6,
that just means she did it slowly.
Can we ask 6, does she have any of the Pennywise stuff in there from the movie? She really
I don't.
should.
Do you do themes, 6? Denny says, but don't answer that right away because clearly I'm at least a Rico behind, if not a whip. I have lower tanks in my fish room just because that space was available and I needed more. Yeah, I have 1 and I hate it down there. I actually gave all those fish to Ed, to be honest with you. That's where my guppies were, on the bottom. And I'm like, they got to go. I got to get them out of here.
And they're beautiful guppies.
You says, Whip, that's
front.
why my wife is not fond of Jeremy. Wife believes I'm being badly influenced.
That means I'm doing my job right.
That's right. You're welcome. Hey, there's Squatchy. I got 15 fish tanks in all my rooms and 1 in my bedroom apartment. One bedroom apartment. So
Wouldn't
I
it be
know,
awesome
to get
if
a
they
whole other
had a
apartment just
house
for the tanks,
and had? Wouldn't it be cool if they had so many fish tanks if they had to rent a place to sleep somewhere else?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They took over the
That's
apartment
pretty
and
much
rented a bedroom to sleep in.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much
right.
the Garden of Eden. I mean, they really need a place to sleep.
Yeah. Yes.
I've been to
They
their
are the
house.
epitome of when is it too much, too much. Although they're doing fine. So it's not,
Yeah, because
they haven't hit the threshold. But
it's a business, so.
yeah. Could you imagine doing what they do just as a hobby? Oh my gosh, you'd be losing your mind. You'd be stupid to do that. Because I mean, they have. If Shelby, if you're still here, just drop a number, estimate on
She
how
said
many tanks
500.
you have to. 500. Holy cow! 500. Hundreds
That's a
of
lot.
dollars in my tanks. It definitely adds up for sure.
I gotta go visit
that-
them someday.
Just noticed that Sickly got changed to Sick Legs. Oh yeah, you got to be careful when you're doing the talk to text or text to talk,
Oh.
talk to text.
YouTube comments has the worst autocorrect ever. The words it comes up with are
Right.
never in
Yeah.
context of the
Gosh.
sentence. They're always like way out there.
Yeah. Well, I was
I
talking
knew I
to
had
Kenny
too many
E
tanks
today.
when I had more than the fish, local fish store. Wow, that is doing all right too.
You walk into LFS, you're like,
There's a
bush
killer
league.
kitty. You're right. New local Austin's here. Hello, sir.
New local Austin. Boy, that was a long time ago.
Yes, like I said, I'm a bit behind. I think y'all should move to the Kentucky. I'm not going to move. I'll move just south of Kentucky.
Yeah,
Can't believe
that's pretty
Fishing
good.
Fever came back. Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
And there's Scuba Steve. Jeremy probably has a tank big enough for Whip to live in. That 4,500 gallon is, I mean, I'd be ducking, if I had to stay within the confines, but it's definitely long enough to swim in.
You could float around on a raft in there,
Yeah. Whip, Chattanooga Ed, and everyone else, good evening. There's Bruiser, and I think I lost him.
That was
there it
before-
goes.
That was before Dr. Anthony was here, so don't feel bad. Hope he says hi to you now, though, because that would be cool. If he
So
doesn't
glad
say hi,
Fish
it would
from
be
Fever
very
is
rude.
back. I hope he stays back. 310, hello. Whip's wife, hello. I have invaded her office, but they're for her. They're better.
what
So,
I'll
I mean,
say,
she
sure.
wanted a better. I got her better.
Sure.
And she wanted, hey, there's June. Hello, June. She also wanted, there's Big Steve. She wanted the flower horn as well. And then we saw another flower horn at the last swap we went to, and she's like, "Oh, can we get that?" And I'm like, "No, it will kill everything that I try to put it with."
It's a good idea. I think my wife probably wants a giant shark tank or a giant peacock bass tank.
Yeah, you got to talk to your wife.
June, are you?
Why don't you get your wife to sign up?
Do it,
Wonder if June's at the AGA today, this weekend
Oh, I bet you. Well,
in Sacramento.
you know who I know is what's her handle? Kalish Amisa.
Yeah. Because she's in the board of directors for the Sacramento Club.
Well, she's
Yes.
been spending hours on this thing.
Yeah, it's really been eating up a lot of her time.
I decided,
and she's
not
happy
to
to do it.
go. The gas would be way too expensive.
Were you going to drive? Are you close
Yeah,
enough to
I'm gonna
drive, or would
drive,
you have
yeah.
flown?
Yeah, I would have driven.
Is there a favorite diner or anything that you would stop at to eat?
No, I stop at gas stations to eat and pee. That's it.
That's me too.
Cool.
Just get me there.
Yeah, that's the way I am.
Garcia, you and I are a lot alike, sir. You're just a lot smarter.
And a lot shorter.
And shorter. Well, hello to the great panel, and hello to everyone in chat. There's from Garcia Aquatics. Yeah.
I didn't notice Garcia being short, but
No,
Whip's awfully
Doc.
tall.
Me,
Oh,
Ed.
Come on, man. I'm
haven't
already
got
far
to
enough
meet
behind. I
Dr.
shouldn't have
Anthony
to
yet.
say it twice.
but in
Is
my
that
opinion,
why
Dr.
my
Anthony is
connection sucks?
6'3".
Because my 4-bedroom tanks are against all the walls. Yeah, could be. He's talking about, that's how far behind I am. Oh man, I gotta get caught up. Hit the like button. Depth charge. Hey, Garcia. Skip down. Hey, Toonie. It's the big one's birthday today. He's turned 6. Oh, you got a little one that's turning. A little big one. Dee says, I still have 17, and they definitely fill the room. Wet sleeves. Hello. Wet sleeves. Somebody, do I have moderators in here? Uncle Smiley or somebody, can you look up Wet Sleeves? He needs a following. He is a local, well, not local, but he's close. He's one of the vendors at most of the swaps I go to. He was able to secure me, whether he did it on purpose or not, I did not ask, but as you all know, I lost my ghost knife 2 weeks ago today. And he was able to get me a replacement of equal, maybe even a little bit bigger ghost knife. So I am very happy with that, and he's doing fine, sir. Let me look. Yep, he's still doing fine.
Are you asking for a link to his store, or
Yeah,
does
no,
he have
not
a
his
page?
store. Just give him he needs followers. He needs to be more. He's only got like 25 or 26 people that are following him. And he
Oh, he
deserves
has a
to be
YouTube
much better
channel.
than that. Yeah, share with YouTube. Or maybe Miss Dee can do it.
And whoever does it, I'm going to pop it. Do you want me to share it for real quick on screen?
Sure.
And then we'll try to see if we can do a count and watch the numbers go up. Is his name called Wet Sleeves Aquatics?
That's him.
Well, here, what I'm going to do is I'll do it. Well, it says at. Let's see if that's part of it too. Copy.
Wet armpits. From time to time. Yep.
Enter.
Ed caught me. I was down in my. Oh, Dee got it too.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go back.
He caught me right before we went live the other day. I was in my sleeveless T-shirt because for exactly that reason. I mean, my tanks are 30 inches deep, top to bottom, high, I guess is the correct term. And even as tall as I am, I cannot keep my
mouse?
sleeves on. So
I just I subscribed and rang his bell.
Good to hear. I appreciate it, everybody.
He likes Congo Tetras. We all love Congo. I don't want to hit this too much because you'll see the video, but he's got Congo Tetras and a big pretty angel.
Yep. Okay. We're going. I got to get back to where I was. Hey, sweet Polly.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Sweet Polly, where?
How many fish tanks does everybody have? I have 17 set up and another 12 sitting off to the side waiting. I have only one that's sitting empty. Is everybody frozen or is it just me?
You were the one that was frozen.
Yeah.
We're all
Sorry
frozen here.
We're all afraid to talk because you'll come back alive as soon as we start talking.
I think I'm back.
Mrs. Whip's up there unplugging the cord again.
Yeah, right. Just grinning.
Watch the light go on, off, on, off, on.
I feel that whip. I feel that whip. I can't reach the bottom of my 30-gallon. Wow. There she is.
She didn't deny
it. She did not. His video I clicked on doesn't allow comments. Uh-oh.
Oh,
You might have to do a little, it was probably made for children, is my guess.
and he's just a new guy, so it takes a little time to work the bugs.
And he's
out
a really
figure
good
it
guy
out.
too. I mean, he knows what he's talking about, and I don't know. I feel like people like that need to be shouted out.
And you say he's from Chicago land?
He's actually
Area?
from the Milwaukee area, so he does make a lot of the
Oh.
Chicago stuff because Milwaukee is just Chicago North, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except it's nicer.
Milwaukee, didn't they? They just got rid of their club too.
Milwaukee did? I think Madison did.
Madison, yeah,
It was
Madison.
Madison.
One of the cheese places up there in Wisconsin.
Yeah, right.
it. Misinformation. Yeah. Always trolling us.
I want to speak at the Milwaukee club sometime.
I have no ins
Be
over
awesome.
there. I did talk to, I don't know if it did you any good or not, but I did talk to the people at the GCCA. I went up to see Ben Ochart speak. They invited him up. I don't know if you follow him at all or not, but he is he's a very gifted speaker.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's got any kind of PhDs in fish keeping, but he's been doing it a long time, and he's his ability to speak, unlike myself, is
Wasn't Ben's profession? Wasn't he part of the Los Angeles Dodgers radio broadcast? Like,
I don't know what he did prior to.
I think he was
Looks
a
like it.
broadcaster for the Dodgers.
If he was, I mean, I could totally see
Probably
that
why he
because
speaks so
very,
well.
he's
Yeah.
very good.
He's the
at
only
speaking.
guy. Like, I had to do video or live streams that were kind of like radio shows at Aquashella, and we would do like 12 of them every weekend. He's the only guy over all the years I didn't have to ask a single question. All I did was introduce him, and he just went crazy. Well, didn't go crazy, but he talked the whole time, and he's the only person to go up there by himself. Like, normally we ask somebody and then they ask some friends to help them talk and answer questions. And he went up there by himself, and then he had a guy come up and do a commercial. He even had his glass box commercial guy come up and give out t-shirts, and I got a free t-shirt.
Hey Doc, you need to talk to Big Steve. See if they can get you out to talk at the Maryland Aquarium Club.
Maybe. But when Whip asked, told the GCCA about me, they probably said, "Who?"
Well,
and you could have said yes, Doctor Who.
Ooh, that'd score you mega points.
They're
I love Doctor Who.
I only like a quarter.
Is anybody
of
else
Dr.
having
Who's.
audio issues out there in YouTube land?
Just
Dee Dee,
you.
okay, she's back. Never mind. I think it was on her end. I hope. Skippy says, Doc, I will send you a message and get in touch with you with the right people for the Milwaukee meeting. I think Skippy's from up there too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was going to talk to the Madison group, but then they disbanded after they wanted me to come up.
Was that one of you guys?
Yeah,
And I met
that was.
the president of that club.
Doc's out here booking gigs, man.
Yep.
Right.
Gotta pay my way in this world.
Skip, Andy is the
Otherwise-
person to talk to about setting up any speaker for the club. So we might be able to make this happen for you, Doc. And Skippy says, "Wet sleeves, you deserve it for all the good stuff you've been doing for the community." Right. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. He goes out of his way.
So I do have one question to ask one of the
Well, ask it.
cohorts here. Ed, what are you doing? Maybe
I'm
you
painting
explained it
you.
before I got here. You're painting what?
I'm painting you.
You Shadaisy?
Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
How you
Yep.
supposed to say you? Yes.
Okay.
Like,
Daisy.
but I'll show you after the TV turns off, because he doesn't think I can transform his body into something totally different.
Okay.
Oh.
And he's here, so I'm not going to show you. But I'll show you when it's over, when nobody can watch.
Wait, 6 Pennywise? Don't buy any liquids. Don't buy any liquids. That's all dead stuff. What you want to do
Should you have
is
a
you
tapeworm?
want to go on Amazon and buy the dried bacteria for septic tanks.
Ridex.
Yep, that's what you want to buy. You know, you only need a little bit if you have a little tank, but that's what you want.
Yeah, and she
For
has
anybody-
little tanks.
Yeah.
Anyone who's got a bunch of tanks or friends with tanks, those little media bags off Amazon,
Yep.
you get like 20 of them for $5. You put some ceramic media, you spread them through all your sumps everywhere in your fish room, and whenever you start up a new tank, grab a couple, throw them in there. Bam.
Yep. That's what I did for the bettas. I just had a sponge in with the rest of one of the other tanks, had it running, and it may not have a ton of bacteria on it, but it has some, and it's only 4 fish in a 15-gallon, so it's not like they're gonna pollute the water. I'm sure whatever's on that sponge is enough to keep it cycled. So,
Or if you have a sponge in one tank, squeeze it out in another tank. You're going to get a lot of mold, but you're going to get a lot of bacteria.
Step 2, Whip.
yeah, just looks bad.
That's
My
how
bad.
I do it, is I just seed all my tanks with a sponge filter from another tank.
Yep.
I got to remember to keep my screen capture software ready for when Whip freezes so I can get all those good
I
shots.
know. I want him when he
Yeah,
does
right.
that.
Yeah, right.
I'll do a thumbnail, just nothing but frozen Whip heads everywhere. You know, like
From now on, that's going to be my thumbnail. Sweet Paulie, are you from Wisconsin, or are you just noticing that there are a lot of Wisconsinites?
He said. I thought he said he's from near Fond du Lac.
Ooh, Fond du Lac.
Where's Fond du Lac?
Fond du Lac.
That is in Wisconsin.
Sounds like a place where Klingons live. I'm from Fond du Lac.
No, that's Uranus.
There it is, right there.
That's how I read
Nothing
it.
goes
Near
around my
Fond du Lac.
Uranus.
How about Fond du Lac makes me want to dip some cheeses in chocolate or something.
Yeah, fondue. Lac.
I have a short on my channel of me cycling 4 sponge filters and a couple hang on the backs in a goldfish tank. Still don't think it was enough filtration for those fish. Well, if you overload them, you definitely it won't work if you're going to put 100 fish in there. So it depends, or if they're a heavy bio load like Oscars and goldfish. And big plecos and things that poop a lot.
And again, if your pH is below 7, don't worry about it.
Use your filters from the betta tanks. Danny V, hello, sir. Good to see you.
Good day.
Standing for this.
So what clearly you haven't hit your threshold yet, Jeremy. Where do you think you're gonna? I mean, I know you can't really look into the future, but do you foresee many more tanks going up, given the space that you have left and all that? I know you're taking some stuff down, according to your videos you've posted. I think there's a few tanks coming down that you're going to replace.
Just one tank I built just to demonstrate how to build a tank. It wasn't.
Yeah,
actually,
that's the one. That was a cube or something, right? If I remember right, a smaller cube.
I had a piece of glass that size sitting there, so I just use that. It was just built because of that. Because what I was demonstrating doesn't change no matter what the shape of the tank is. So since I had that piece of glass, keep the cost down, just build it that size. And I'll cut that glass back out and save it. But I always had a finite. I always wanted to have like enough really big tanks to keep all the stuff I like keeping, and not just have a tank set for no. Like I don't keep anything that I don't really enjoy those kind of fish. Like there's certain, you like, I always joke, you'll never see me with a library tank. I mean, it's just never going to happen. They don't move the needle for me, so.
Right.
I would never do
And
it.
I keep falling down that rabbit hole too. I do keep, I don't, and I'm sorry for the people that don't feel this way. I don't like little fish. I don't know why I keep getting that. It's like, oh, maybe my mind will change. And no, it never changed. I can't.
For little fish.
What's that?
Yeah.
I prefer little fish.
I know you do. I'm saying for me personally, I don't like them, and I keep buying them.
But as my eyes go, I'll probably start gravitating to bigger fish.
I shouldn't say I don't like them. I really dig Cory cats. I don't know why I love Cory cats so much, but I do. And if you want to put something in with the Cory cat, it can't be an Oscar or something. It can't be something big enough to eat them. So, hey, Shauna. Sounds like Shauna.
I think
about a Plecostomus.
2, 3, 4. There's like 4 more, and they'll be done.
4 more?
You could get like
kind of the 1,200 gallon that's almost done, but it's not done yet.
Right. It's close though. Last video I saw, you were getting there.
You could get like a 300-gallon tank whip and get yourself is it a 330, an L330 watermelon, Royal Watermelon Pleco, and like 45 Cory cats of your choice.
Yeah, if I had a 300, I can guarantee you the little fish aren't going in it. That's another thing that makes me crazy is when people say, I'd fill that 300-gallon with nothing but 1,000 neon tetras. I'm like, good Lord, stop it now.
that Pleco would be really big.
Yeah.
I want to build you a tank that's 4 foot front to back, because once you have one like that, it'll ruin you for all those other tanks. Because when you put the fish in there, and like the 2-foot fish can swim towards you, you're just all those other tanks you'll just be ruined. It's just...
Yeah, right. The tanks I consider big. Well, the tanks that most people consider big, you could use as a sump.
But it's just something about, like, most tanks are always long and kind of narrow front to back, and when you get one that's deeper dimension, it's just something special about it.
Doc, what? Not to bring up bad memories, but the one that blew out on you, that how deep was that one? Just 2 feet, or was that a custom build, or what?
That was one of the ones that I built. Yes.
And did you just stick to standard dimensions, or did you go?
No. It was like 7 feet wide, 33 inches deep, and 30 inches tall.
So almost a yard deep. That's
well, but that's
I'd love to have something like that.
Yeah, but what broke it was the stinking heater was blowing on it, full blast, because I have to keep that room warm, and so I think that's what cracked it.
Oh no. So it didn't just blow out of the seam; it actually cracked the glass.
No, it cracked right down a third of the panel. I mean, third of the way down one side, it cracked all the way through. Yeah.
Ugh, yuck.
But luckily,
You realize
it probably happened 5 minutes before I walked in the fish room, so there wasn't much water on the floor at that time.
that's nice.
And so I ended up just sticking some duct tape all over it and started pumping the water out.
Did you lose many fish?
There was no fish in them.
Oh, okay, good.
In these big tanks that I built, there's no fish in them. They're still in Peru. I was supposed to get them, but then I texted Carlos and said, "Hey, don't send the fish."
Time out.
No.
Fish day on the fish day.
I had Houston, we've got a problem.
Yep.
Well, where you're living, there is kind of a thermal hotspot too near Portland. Do you worry ever about any type of volcanic activity or earthquakes from that?
If the cascades do go off, yes. Luckily where we're at, because Renee went to a seminar and they said, where's the best place to live here in the Portland area? Our neighborhood is one of the safest places to live because we don't get liquefaction here.
Oh, maybe you're on clay.
Yeah,
Or solid.
Every place around us has to worry about that. If you live close to the river, that the big airport's right by the river, and that'll be destroyed.
Yeah, see, I lived in a situation like that when I was in Illinois. They were always afraid of this giant earthquake that's going to hit St. Louis again, because last time it hit, it rang church bells in Boston.
The New Madrid Fault.
Good job. Wow. I'm surprised that you knew that. Well, they've been pumping water into it for decades, from the river, hoping that that'll help pressure. But we lived near the river, but it was all clay. Mm-hmm. And so we were lucky in that area. But the town of Belleville, it's basically built over all coal mines that are empty old coal mines. And every so often a building just collapses through the ground. And then all of East St. Louis and those areas are on sand. So that's really bad area.
Yep.
But it used to hurt my back to dig a hole.
I am not Cliff Clavin. I am the doctor. Remember that.
No, he's talking about this guy down here, full of useless information.
Okay. I thought because I knew the New Madrid Fault. So.
Well, I felt an earthquake once while I was in high school. It was during science class, and I had my foot up on the desk in front of me, so I was kind of on a wired chair, and I could feel myself vibrating. And I was like, I wonder if it's a diesel or an earthquake. And I looked at the time and wrote it down, and sure enough, there was an earthquake in Mount Vernon that day at that time.
I grew up in earthquake country in California, so I've been through some big earthquakes.
Yeah, that doesn't. Doc doesn't even. If it's not like an F or not an F, what are they? That's a tornado. What are the earthquakes?
They 3.5. The Richter scale.
Oh yeah, the Richter scale. Yeah, if it's not at least a 5, we're not even worrying about it.
Yeah, Renee says 3.5 is nothing. You sleep right through those.
My mom and dad were stationed in Alaska throughout Vietnam.
Hey, Ross.
Yeah.
And they said they could feel the earthquakes in Alaska all the time too.
Biggest one we've been through is 7.2.
That's pretty damn big.
The Silmar earthquake.
World Series one?
No, that was in Northern California. This was 71.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ross, how did your auction go, sir? Did you make a lot of money?
Millions of dollars were made.
So I think we basically boiled it down to it's whatever you can handle, right? I mean, as far as our the topic of the day, just to bring it around before we start talking about random stuff, which is fine.
I've been talking about random stuff since I've been on.
Yeah, right. Well, you got in here a little late, and I didn't even tell you what was going on because I wasn't sure you were going to make it. So I didn't want to waste your time if you weren't going to be here. So, It was basically, how much is too much, or when is too much kind of thing.
We tell Doc we were
I think it's
spot
just based on what you want to keep and how much work you want to do to keep it. That's your threshold, and you shouldn't jump into it like a lot of new guys do, or even some older guys, where you buy too many damn tanks and set everything up because you're all excited, and then, whew, what did I do?
Basically, that pace yourself a little bit. Don't listen to other people.
Yeah, and don't listen to other people. That's unless it's
Take your
somebody
time.
you got to go.
No, my wife wants me to state a correction. The earthquake we went through in 1971 was a 6.6.
Oh,
Told you.
Oh,
Yeah, she
God.
gave me the wrong
That sounds like
information.
what a wife would do.
Yeah, she gave me the original information. So
You were off by 2 points, dear. Get it
she
right.
wants me to-
That's the second time tonight Doc's been
She
throwing
is
out
Miss
this information.
Exacto. We call her the Exacto Blade.
I was in Sylmore in 71, Doc.
You were
Sylmar?
in Sylmar.
Sylmar? I don't know where that is, but you probably do.
That's where the earthquake. It was in Newhall, but yeah, it was Sylmar. So Bob Taylor was there as well.
Yeah,
I was 11 years old.
Basically it. So Uncle Smiley says it's whatever you can handle and remain happy. And that number will vary from person to person. Like you might be able to handle 85. How many tanks are you predicting you have, Doc? In the 50s?
Yeah, when it's all said and done, I'll have probably 60.
Yeah. And Ed has at least that many. Jeremy, you and I don't have that many, but we have bigger volumes.
And
Doc,
my wife made me get rid of 30 of them already. So,
like when she leaves, give us the real number later, Doc. Okay.
Well, she goes in there, so
she can count.
The false closet that leads to a whole other room behind it.
Yeah.
Doc, whatever you don't want her to hear, just type in chat.
Okay.
There you go. She'll never read that.
If he's copping to 60, I'm going to call it probably about 85, 90 for the real number.
No,
He's got everything else spaced out, wasting space right now, and then it'll come into play once
Well, the big room, the biggest room is going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, only 16 tanks, the big room. So,
but if you think about it, the precedent has already been set. You had to add a room onto the house for these tanks. Who's to say you couldn't just add? Well, okay, two. Who's to say you couldn't just add another room or two? You know what I mean?
Well, I could take over. I could take over my tool shed that I had was originally the fish room, and then the shed that we have that's a 10 by 20. So yeah, I have a lot more room to grow.
If a neighbor's house comes up for sale or something.
Yeah. My wife said, no,
right.
We're not expanding.
We're just moving everything next door.
2 rooms.
Well, Sweet Polly, there was a 9.0 in Peru that caused one of the
I think 10 is the number. Yeah.
pillars at the research center to go. So
wait, we're gonna get a report from your wife. It's actually 9.2.
No, she walked away already. So
she's like, I'm done with this. You idiots.
See, I have my earphones on, so she can't hear the conversation.
Oh, so we can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
I lost one of my betters this morning, an old boy due to possible organ shutdown. His stomach was very bloated. I feel bad, but sometimes things happen no matter how careful you are. For sure. And betters are messed up anyway. I mean, you know that. I mean, we've talked about that plenty. They've basically ruined that species unless you're getting wild caught ones. You know, the designer bettas are so genetically screwed up. I experienced the Tohoku. earthquake in 2011. I don't know what that
Oh,
ended up being, but I remember hearing about that. And Bob lived in VA, near the VA hospital that was leveled. Holy cow, you guys were all over there when that happened, huh? Sweat, I need to get my dirty mind out of this gutter.
Why? It's fun to
Yeah,
live
right.
there.
Hey, Johnny.
Johnny Quest.
No, Select Pet John is in the house. Domestic
Oh,
betas are
Select.
hybrids anyway. The genetics didn't mix well.
Yeah, and
They're
they've just been
inbred
overbred.
more than anything.
Yeah, they've been inbred and line bred to the point where they're just wrecked. For sure. I mean, if you can deal with the loss, when it happens, I say do it. I mean, heck yeah.
Que come?
Oh, a cookie.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same reason why we don't do killifish, right? Because of the short lives.
Me?
I don't do a lot of fish because of their short lives. I don't like.
I meant Whip and me because we talked about how we get we feel terrible when those short-lived fish die.
I
And I
like
know
fish
just
that
their
live 15,
lifespan.
20 years.
But if they only live a year, that's their natural lifespan. Then they expect to die. They lived a happy life. So I guess we should look at it that way. We should be happy when they die.
Are you ever happy when something dies, though? Something that you've put effort and care into, and maybe even love. I don't know. Some people genuinely love their fish. I know I definitely felt bad when my arowana died. I felt bad when my Oscar died. Stuff that I had personal connection with.
But
if
I'm
you
not a
lose a
killer
neon,
for-
one neon out of 100, you don't have the same.
Well, you're still saying, "Oh, there went $3," but no.
Yeah, right.
Still, I think the reason why they're called killies is because it's in the name. The killie people are just used to death.
I don't think there's anything to do.
If you have a big tiger shovel-nosed catfish or a red-tailed catfish, none of your fish ever die. They just disappear sometimes.
They disappear
Right,
overnight.
right.
Yeah.
They're just digested.
Well,
who
they might
who
die of
has
natural causes, but they won't be there in the morning when you come down, so you'll never really know what happened.
You know who has a tiger shovel nose right now? John Hudson, because I sent him a biker, and Rod from Predatory Fins sent him 2 boxes full of stuff. One of which was, I don't know why, but he sent him a tiger shovel nose.
Actually, I went back and I
know.
looked, and all those fish were fish that he had a single fish in a tank that he needed to open up for a new stock coming in. So,
Oh, you think?
So I checked. Some of them were, yeah. He's like, there's like the stock video. I got one left of this. I got one left of this. They all made their way down to John.
That's one way to do it. Whip, as long as you did your best for carrying, giving a comfortable life. Yeah, I know, but I mean, like a lot of people, I've dealt with my fair share of death, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. So I get stuff that will live forever, basically.
Let John know if that black arowana outgrows his system. I'll take it.
I'll give you mine. It's bent, but it's happy and thick.
No bent fish.
Right. I'm good.
Well, same goes for his. If his gets bent, I don't want that one either.
Do you want to talk about that at all, Doc? I see you typing that out. Are you at all?
The problem with my tank, my fish room?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 problems. I'm getting old. I don't work as hard as I used to. Second problem is one of the tanks that I built, the glass broke, cracked in half. And the other tank I built, I can't get the little pee hole leaks fixed. I can't get a good seal around the glass for some reason. So it has these pinhole leaks.
That's really annoying.
I have one of those in my 150.
And I had to empty it again, and I'm letting it dry. And tomorrow I'm taking off all the silicone around the glass because I can't get underneath the glass. So try to do another good seal around the glass again. I've never had these problems before in building a tank.
Well, my neighbor owned a glass store he didn't, but his dad did. He worked there. And they've always told me that building your own fish tank the first time is good. The second time, the minute you'll never get all the silicone out of the tiny microscopic, things, the holes in whatever that are in the glass that actually bind it together. So when you scrape that off, even if you use acetone, it's not as good as it was when it was brand new. So they said they will fix your fish tank, for the people that didn't want to do it themselves. They could, clean it off as best they can and reattach a brand new panel, but they could not guarantee it. And sure enough, I mean, lots of times, not on the smaller tanks, obviously, but on the bigger tanks, they were not able to hold up to the pressure that the water put on it. And Jeremy, you would know better than maybe even him, as somebody who has pulled tanks apart, reused the glass panels. Although I don't know that you're doing it the same way as building a new tank. You're not sticking glass to glass necessarily.
All of my glass panels are on a floating gasket, so it doesn't matter if there's old silicone in the pores. The sealing bead is the one that waterproofs it. And that's between the edge and then the
M&C, hello.
Depends on the design and everything.
When
Can
you
switch
reseal
from
it,
silicone to tar? I don't know what that is.
Tar's old
What's
school.
that, Ben?
When you reseal your tanks and stick your head in there and you smell all that smell from the silicone, is that bad for you?
No, it's just the vinegar smell. No, not that I'm aware of.
I enjoy doing that. That's my favorite part of resealing a tank is that smell. And I often think, I wonder if I should not be inhaling so much.
Well, look on the back of they have to have some, what you need to do, forget what the back says. You need to for anything, what you need to search for on Google is MSDS and whatever thing you're looking for. MSDS is a material safety data sheet. Everything that we use has to have an MSDS sheet. So it tells the toxicity of each item.
We used to have one of those sheets in our factory of every chemical in our factory.
Yeah, for companies, you have to have them on site. So when you're inspected, we used to have to do that for our research labs too.
There was a lot of stuff that I wouldn't want to sniff in the factory, though.
Yeah.
We had what was that? I don't even remember what the stuff was called anymore, but it was the main ingredient to mustard gas.
Oh.
It creates foam when mixed with water, and that's how you make car seats and all of our foam that we sit on.
Mm-hmm.
Golly.
Oh, so well. Did he get angry or did he get shut off?
I don't think he got mad. We didn't do anything nobody called him any names.
Well, but you could have, like Dr. Sensitive here who gets upset every time people just stare at him wrong.
You got an extra $1 per hour to be on the spill team.
Give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready there, sir.
But I refuse to do it because you always had to have a clean cut shave for your gas mask.
Yep.
And I'm like, no way. That's why I got this job, was so I'd never have to shave again. Oh, we're moving all. Now, I'm in Jeremy's in my, or I'm in Jeremy's spot, and
Jeremy's still locked up.
my spot. Oh well. I like this one better because his view is so much prettier than my view. Dr. Anthony's.
I think he's experiencing some technical difficulties.
Ed, I'm used to being on the bottom, so.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
I wonder if there's any black caiman in that water behind you.
Can you switch from? Did we address that at all? Can you switch from silicone to tar? Would you want to even do that? I don't know if you want to do that.
Well, no, I would be afraid because of the discus that are going to go in there. You know, they're all wild caught, so I prefer to keep it with silicone. But to do,
he said he'll be back.
Use tar?
Go ahead, Ed.
Do they still use tar these days?
I know we do in Peru when we have a tank that won't stop leaking. We'll put what they call brea, which is tar, and then we'll put silicone over that.
It's kind of like a dark gray stuff.
It's a black stuff.
It's
black,
okay.
It's actually all black.
It's black.
I once got the old stuff was black. I just wondered if the new stuff was gray.
Well, Peru still uses old stuff if they have new stuff.
I know. Weren't those old slate bottom, the slate bottom steel frame ones? They were right.
The old meta frames, they were a tar substance because silicone. Not sure if it had been invented yet or it was too expensive. I'm staring back now.
I don't blame them. I wouldn't like it either. That was answering you. The discus won't like it. Shoot me a thumbs up whenever you're ready there, sir. Okay, we're ready.
Here's
Hey, whoa, hey, whoa.
Now you really put him up.
I don't even know how to fix that. What did we do?
I've got an update on Wet Sleeves Aquatics. They're at 36 subs.
Nice. Chris Aquazone, hello, buddy. M&C, we always just called it tar, but we call it a lot of different stuff tar too. Well, that connects a lot of the dots, Ed. It's the silicone's fault. I still have a few meta frames with the. I did. I could have got more of when I went to Ohio Fish Rescue. They had some, and they're like, "If you want them, take them." And I knew Joanna from Primetime Aquatics or the Smallscape or wherever you might know her from. She was looking for some, and I almost grabbed them, and then I didn't. I went up there. That's where I got. I picked up my 120 in the stand, and there wasn't a ton of room left.
You're not a good friend. I've never gotten a Whips Oral T-shirt or a Tennessee Mafia T-shirt.
Sir, I don't know that I have your address. You would have to text me your address, and I will.
No, I don't do that. Do you have to take it upon yourself?
How do I get your? How do I just find your address?
You Google it.
Don't even bother, man. I mailed him an Aquarium Main shirt to his California address, and he never wears it.
I never got it.
Oh yeah, sure.
His wife's probably wearing it right now.
No, I've gotten one T-shirt in the mail, and I wear that all the time, and that was the Mexicali Fish Keepers.
Well, I have to buy them every once in a while, just so that Zazzle doesn't get me, and because I have an account with them, and if I don't make sales on it regularly, they feel like I'm taking advantage of them somehow. I don't know how that works. If
I had Amazon Research Center shirts for the people who were supposed to go to OCA, but never showed up.
Oh, damn it! Well,
Oh,
if
it
you
had
have
Fish
if you have a
Mafia t-shirts
3X,
there,
I'll send
too.
you one of mine if you send me one of yours.
Jorge says, yes, he does. I wear it all the time.
I even bring my Fish Mafia shirts to that convention.
No, I said Jorge, the Academy shirt, he was supposed to send it to you, Doc, when he forwarded his shirt.
Oh, when he forwarded, yeah. You sent it to him because he knew he was going to send me one of his. So
Yeah,
to
you save on, yeah, exactly.
yeah, save
Hey,
on
Kev.
expenses.
Just trying to cut back on the carbon footprint of the mailing of the shirts,
Let me try. I think I can. I should have saved it while I was over there.
I'll
If
tell you
you,
what,
if
Doc,
you scroll back up on chat,
Now I
you
got to
should
put
be
out
able
more
to find
content.
it.
Damn it.
Whoops, that wasn't the link.
Hey, Mousy.
That was just his name.
He may
All right.
I know where that's coming from.
Hey, Doc, you plan on going to OCA this year?
Probably not, because I'm not going to speak. Last year I went because they were giving me the grant. So
Because they paid him. They paid him.
no,
to
I
go.
had to pay
Was
my
that
way.
Wet Floors?
No, I paid my way. I paid everything.
No, it's Wet Sleeves Aquatics. Wet Sleeves Aquatics.
I meant Wet Floors on accident.
Yeah, that's Skippy's other account.
But look at it. It looks really cool. I'm going to share it so people can sub to that too. He needs 7 more subs to make 100. So how do I do share show?
I don't know if Skippy or Wet Floors, which one is his main account. I don't know why he has 2 accounts.
Yeah, but you should share this anyway, so that way people will look at it and go
the actual
sub to
page, but do you have the link?
No. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna download
I probably
that.
can get it.
Pop. Paste. Oh, I pasted instead of copied.
No.
I'm a
Dang it.
puta. That's what
How
Wet
do I
Floor
get out
says.
of this? Oh,
No, I'm the
now I'm
puta
just
de
messing
YouTube.
it all up. Ah, sorry guys. Oh, Dee did it, but he probably did.
Dee Dee's the best.
Probably did. I don't know if she did Wet Floors or Wet Sleeves.
How about green sleeves?
You know, if you want to have wet sleeves for the rest of your life, just wear long sleeves.
I'm a puta. Wet sleeves, you can just go in your basement and you have more content than most people. However, I would always be up for a road trip. I should have clicked on that before I said
I was
all
like,
that.
what are you reading?
Where does
Yeah,
Wet
right.
Sleeves live?
Right.
Get out of there.
Where's Wet Sleeves from?
I'll get
Chicago,
it.
or no, Milwaukee,
He's from
Atlanta.
Milwaukee.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. My infliction is getting to me, so I
Yes.
forget all
Well,
the time.
it's getting late early, right?
It's 7:24 for me, so it's not that late.
Well,
But
but you're
most
an
retired
old
people
man
go to
like me, so
eat.
I know
Yeah.
we get tired.
You need to start eating around 4 so you can get to bed by 7.
Yeah, eat dinner for.
Yeah, right.
My mom and dad have
I
dinner
fall
at
asleep
4.
around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. So
You got to go out and get yourself one of those giant Oldsmobile boat cars you can land, land yacht, you can drive around.
Share channel. Copy. No, I would share channel. Copy.
they've already shared.
Oh yeah, Dee Dee got it.
Dee Dee
I
shared
see
it.
that wasn't
Yeah.
showing up for me. She shared it
She-
twice. Mr. Skip
No, she
and
shared
what?
2 different channels.
Dee
Okay,
is on
good.
top of things, and I thought she went to bed.
Yeah, you can't share anything, Skippy, but mods can.
It's nothing personal towards you.
No,
It's
no,
just
it just
YouTube.
YouTube won't let you. Someone
Because-
subbed to my channel during Ben's stream this morning, and I don't even have a channel. That's awesome.
Oh no, I'm breaking pieces off.
Don't break things off. What are you, crazy? Now you
Yes.
got to go glue it back on. Are you speaking, Jeremy, and you have no volume again? I saw your mouth moving, but no sound.
No. Nope.
Okay, good.
It was just miming.
Let's see. Mr. Damp Sleeves is going to be in Indy tomorrow at the swap. Tell him Whip sent you.
I've been
Is
to
that
the
the
Indy
one that,
Swap a couple of times.
Is that the one that Jason is speaking at? I believe he's going to Indianapolis or India. India, not India.
India.
Indiana.
Yeah, maybe he's going to India.
Not India.
That would be quite a swap.
Yeah, that would be
So-
that'd be a hell of a trip.
When I go to Southeast Asia, I'm going to a big swap, but it's not a swap. It's the fish market in Bangkok.
One night in
Chatuchak
Bangkok.
Fish market. And on Wednesday mornings, they have the wholesalers come and lay out all their goods. So I'm going to buy some good stuff.
Oh, so Jason was there today. Oh man, so he missed out on a beautiful day of riding. That's too bad. I wonder if they rode their bikes up. I bet you they did. Because I mean, he doesn't need anything for his talk. I bet you they rode
How far is Indy to you?
Laptop.
a couple hours. You know, I mean, not just a couple, but it's probably 6.
No.
His talk is probably about doing an affordable fish room.
That's
I've
one
seen
of
his
his
talk
talks
a
for
couple of
sure.
times.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ed, you happy you got a new quarterback?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I don't care too much for our old third stringer. We had him on our team for 4 years and he still stunk. He should be learning by now, and he hadn't.
I knew
I was
it.
trying to get Kenny to pick him up last year.
Thanks,
trade for him.
Dee Fins.
Dee Dee is the sweetest girl in
You haven't
all-
put out any new content, have you?
Well,
Or if I-
unfortunately, our general manager posts everything to Facebook and not to
not to YouTube.
YouTube for some reason. So when we go back in June, I'm gonna make sure he has the links and everything to post, because he posts daily on Facebook on the reels.
Gosh, that guy, he's crazy.
What guy's crazy?
Posting every day on the reels, but not on the YouTubes.
He loses the stuff all the time. So
I'm also partly frustrated because these things won't pop in. Well, ask
I can't
another
even find my
question.
own- I can't
Thursday
find my
night,
own swap.
I will
page.
not be having a stream. I'm going to be going to the church at 7:00, and we're gonna put all the decorations up and then go out to eat. So I was hoping maybe I could squeeze one of these Thursdays in.
It's Dee
gee, thanks, Dee Dee.
if you want to look at old ass
footage.
footage, go check out this. You're gonna make him mad. You know, Dr.
Yeah.
Sensitive.
I'm Dr. Sensitivo. You can see the public aquarium.
She's counting on that 2,500 plus mile buffer they got between them.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you can't get much further away than they are from each other.
Coastal Carolina and coastal Oregon.
Chief, thanks, T.
I got Yu's body done. Now I just got to put his head on.
Hey, you just showed us. You weren't supposed to show us.
You were supposed to show him.
Put his head on.
Hey, make sure you don't give him a cone head.
I won't.
Okay.
That's yours and yours alone, sir.
Yeah.
I almost said he's not smart enough to have a cone head, but that'd be that would be kind of rude. So
Yes, I do know where you live.
now I have to remember where I put his head.
Hopefully Sue-Ann has left and her dirty mind is not listening to this. Dee Dee, nice one. You made Doc snort.
That's right. Snort with derision.
So where were we? We were like in the middle of something before we got derailed.
I don't remember.
Jeremy,
now.
you had told me what you thought you had left in you, which was 4 tanks more. Is that what you said? Or 6?
Yeah, 4 new builds and
then 12
redos.
And then
No,
Doc,
12.
where are you sitting? I mean, I know you got a shit ton.
I'm sitting in
the
my
works, but-
my dining room right now.
Your what?
You said, where are you
You
sitting?
asked him where he's sitting.
But then,
Yes. In terms of when I'll be done,
yeah. What do you think your end number will end up being? I know you said 60-ish, but
probably about 60. But again, most of that's going to be in the smaller room that I have 10s and 20s in.
And that's just going to be what, for breeding purposes and keeping
maybe and quarantine. You can have a tank for 6 months and I can change over, to a different biotope or something like that.
That's kind of what I'm using my smaller tanks, the 20 highs and stuff for. Ed, where I know you've been in flux for a while because you have 1,000 things going on.
Yeah, I probably have about 65 running right now because I'm trying to get away from my bottom shelf, which
but we've never
like
seen
eliminating
this.
about 20.
We've never seen. Yeah, you could be lying to us. He could have bribed you.
Oh, I don't have enough money to bribe anybody.
Tell the doctor, yeah, I've had faith.
I wish I had the money to bribe people.
Ed looking for a head. Foxy needs to make a tune on that one.
If you leave the A out, I could see that totally.
Even 6 is like, oh shit.
What?
I can't find head. So yeah, and I'm at basically 8 is where I'm kind of sitting, where I have 9 or 10 really, because I have this low boy that I want to put up. It's just got guppies that are keeping the cycle going right now. But my issue, maybe you guys can help me out. I did ask this around, I think in Roxanne's stream. I can't put a lid on it clearly. So I need fish that are not going to jump, if at all possible. I don't want. Hey, there's Pep. Was Pep here before?
Well,
I think he was.
Get some fancy goldfish.
Cory cats.
But it's
Cory cats will jump.
They would definitely fit in there because it's only 9
ago.
inches deep, and fill depth is probably 7. You know what I mean? So it's not. Foxy said no. She's not doing it.
Doing what?
Making a song that Dee Dee said she should make.
Ed search for Ed.
Then she says, I have seen Ed's fish room on live streams way back in the day.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
could have said
nothing new,
on. She could have said that old shit like she talked about my life.
You're right. yeah, some old ass crap that.
Oh, but
nobody
no,
cares
that
about.
Diddy said, Ed can't be
Well,
mean to Ed because Ed's
Did
one
you
of our
see when
favorites.
she was posting links? Our
Yes, I
precious
saw
Ed.
that. I saw that. Precious Ed.
You guys are the greatest.
Yeah, you can do shell dwellers.
Oh man,
Some
my cat keeps
CPDs.
breaking wind.
I don't, dude.
Uh-oh, he's frozen.
He's thinking about the last time he smelled cat.
It's just doing it for a dramatic effect. You know?
I got the screenshot, but that wasn't too big of a. It was.
Yeah. Nano, what's going on, dude? Yeah, I don't much care for.
It's in his feels. She likes the way he feels her. Sorry,
I had a Corey jump. I'm trying to find what you're talking about. Oh, feel. Doc is in his feels. I see what you're saying. I've got fancy goldfish before they create an unbelievable amount of waste. Oh, yeah. Goldfish are terrible.
Unbelievable. But they don't jump out of the tank.
But they do not jump. Yeah, they're not really jumpers. I thought about bringing my, because it would be a cool Lake Tanganyika tank, like for Shelley's or something.
Someone mentioned that earlier there, buddy.
You did, right?
No, I read it off chat.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're jumpers or not.
No,
that's what Jason had in this thing before. So I'm like, maybe I could do that. But you know what I know is jumpers is the lemon cichlid from Lake Tanganyika. Don't ask me what this scientific name is. I don't know what it is, but you guys probably know what it is. But it's like a torpedo yellow one. And
the yellow lab
jumps. No, it's not a yellow lab because they're not from Lake Tanganyika. But that's why I bought them, is because they were similar to the yellow lab.
Why don't you just get yellow labs? They're cheaper.
Because they don't come from Lake Tanganyika, and that's what this tank is.
You should make a Lake Tanganyika lowboy tank with Frontosa and watch your comments blow up with people telling
you. Yeah, right. And just watch people lose their minds. What? Doc has his hand up.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Could you have gotten a more doofus-looking photo than on your thumbnail of me?
That was the cleanest one that I could come up with.
That was a
if you have a better one.
No,
you were doing this, and it was your Facebook for a long time. It's your Facebook one.
I know I have a good one I'll send you, but it makes me
like
look like a doofus.
That's the one that you were using for Facebook. So
I've never had that one on Facebook.
Yeah, you were doing one of these. You're like standing there, almost arched back, doing the hands, doing this thing.
It looks like somebody said, "Would you like spam with that?" And you're like,
and he went, ah.
Spam.
It took away the rest of your body, so it just is your face all happy.
Stephen,
the one I used for Jeremy. Jeremy is he was looming over me because I was sitting, and then he stood up so that he was kind of like over top of me. So that's why it's like he's like.
The picture you picked of me makes me look like I'm a cool guy.
Yeah. I didn't even think that was a real picture. I thought you put it through a filter or something. I don't know.
No, those were pictures that now. Chat GPT might have changed them a little bit, which is possible. Hey, there's Stephen P. Good evening, sir.
I already said that.
My jaws were flapping, and I can't hear when I'm talking.
Hey, Stephen P's here.
Hey.
Thanks for the heads up.
I want to go look at the thumbnail again.
Skipper is having an auction on May 2nd. Yes.
Next
We
Saturday.
talked about that last week. And Jeff is having one right now, which is why a lot of people are not here. Although we're doing all right, 35 to 40 people. We've been kind of averaging. What? What are you laughing at there, boy?
I'm just looking at Dr. Anthony's picture.
You want a doofus? I got you, doofus. Oh, you're looking at that.
He just looks really jovial, very happy.
Very happy.
It doesn't look like he's questioning the spam. It looks like he had the spam and he was really happy about it.
It's okay.
I
I
could go
mean,
for
just
some
you
spam.
know, make the
Hey, a happy doc is a good doc,
Right
right?
side, Doc. There's no code head on there, so that's good.
No, that's
right,
true.
right.
Could be worse.
There's Xanadu. How'd you
I
do?
do
Did you
have,
buy anything?
I do have the photo that someone did from one of a shot of all four of us that he put a cone head on my head.
Oh yeah.
Was
I
that
have that one
John?
on my phone. Was that John? Oh,
John's
John,
really
yeah.
good about things like that.
Somebody got it. Because we all, at least three of us got it. Oh, Dee Dee sent me some. This could be interesting.
If it's a
Well,
link,
and the photo of me, my beard is turning pink. It's not a nice bright red, but it still looks cool because I'm wearing my Chiefs hat.
Oh, and even Ed, I just found your text back to me saying you should be there.
Oh, well, that's cool. You got it before the end of the show, kind of like you sent me one for D&D last week, and I didn't get it till 3 hours after the show was over.
You like that one?
Man, that makes me look like a mean dude.
I think you
Got
look
that
like
nice
that.
like Steve Jobs.
Talking in cheeks. I kind of, that one.
It's
You're
like a sword
badass.
fighter.
I know.
That could be an assassin.
If I pay for it, Doc, would you be willing to dye your facial hair and your head hair dark black?
No, I remember one time I had this purple, so
And he
He could
ain't
be like a
afraid.
samurai.
I gave
Do
it.
the,
I even the last
triangle
talk I
thing,
gave it in Southeast Asia, I showed up with a purple beard, and the people thought I was pretty strange.
Ed knows how that feels.
Yeah, but this is in front of a bunch of international scientists,
Oh no.
And I wore my purple coat, a purple shirt underneath, black pants.
Jeremy, you want to feel that one?
Look at, I've got a bright red beard in Jeremy's photo.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Dee Dee, Jenna P.
From
They're not
left to
judging.
right.
A live stream.
I have all three of those action figures. Oh my God. Bring that whole thing back.
Hold please.
I've got an action figure of every human in that room.
Even Scotty?
Even Scotty.
I don't know that I've
Let me-
seen your Scotty figure.
Let me look at. I'll try to hunt him down here. Here's
Is that
Scotty.
Skipper with his legs open there, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Here's my Scotty action figure. He's a barbarian. Just for reference, here's Whip next to Scotty.
Life size, okay.
Yeah, that's about right.
He's got some dirt on his face. Oh. It's weird. It looks like he got some smudges on his face.
Probably from the cat.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's smudges.
I bet you somebody picked his face up and had dirty fingers or something. Because look, he's got
Oh,
smudges
yeah.
all over his
It looks
face.
like he got punched. He's got a big bruise
I
on
know.
his cheek.
I think he's got like
it was an
Sharpie.
athletic move for sure, from under the desk to tossing him in the tank. I must have missed what happened, but that sounds like something jumped out and she had to go fetch him. I forgot your beautiful beard used to be red, Ed. Yes, and it will be again.
football season.
Football season is upon us.
Oh, and it's not upon us yet. We got at least 5 more months.
Well, I mean, the draft was all this week.
Oh,
I don't know. You probably missed it because of the wedding, but
no, we had it was actually kind of fun because we did like one of those things where you have a shower for the groom and you give them tools.
It's called a bachelor party, Ed.
Well, but this was just a tool party.
Well, but still could be a bachelor party. Was
Right.
there drinking going on?
I mean, no one's judging the people. Ed.
Well, there's some beer. Some people had beer.
Did anybody give him a stripper?
No, this was in my mom's kitchen.
I
And
meant,
my mom
stripper for paint, not a stripper as in a woman.
yeah,
I
I'm
gave
sure
him a
that's what you
drill.
meant.
Or
Exactly.
both
Yeah.
of them drill. See, we had 2 grooms. It was 2 grooms. Everything's like doubled.
What has Ed been doing with those dolls? Edie, you're going to make him mad. Don't call them dolls. They're action figures.
Who said dolls?
Edie, your favorite Edie.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Oh my
tool
God,
party. That's
what
what I was
was
thinking.
it?
They're playing with their tools.
You're right. What is it about these 50-year-old men playing with dolls and still in love with DC? Well, I don't play with dolls, but I do like comics. Although I don't buy comics anymore.
I think it would be
Is this
banned.
an aquarium thing? I don't get. Maybe, or it's just a guy thing, really. Not even an aquarium thing.
There's Dee Dee.
Ed likes to make the fish fam out of old, not old, but out of G.I. Joe.
It's fun.
I don't even know what doll figures he uses, but mostly G.I. Joe and wrestling.
And the cone heads.
Yeah, and
Usually
there's Monster Fish Gal.
Monster Fish.
Look at those hands.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Dennis
Matthew
is one
Frey,
of my.
hello. They're not big
Dennis
enough dolls.
Is really
There's
awesome.
Denny.
They're action figures.
A tool party. There's Scotty right there.
Well, it's like a
showed you
bachelor.
smoke.
He probably meant I showered. Yes.
I'm actually got ideas for a new Scotty, because he's really the only D&D guy I have that's dressed up like a D&D person. So I'm thinking about switching him up a little.
I'm sparkly.
You can do the Stay Puff.
Yeah, who's he
No.
calling old? Actually, I don't even know. I don't know if Max Cat is male or female. I am going to guess female, just because they don't understand why dudes like like comic book movies.
I think
Hey,
people could use those action figures to make like videos, like stop motion kind of animated.
Yeah.
Videos.
Back in the day, way back in the day, like when I was in my teens, we used to use mostly my guys, because my buddy didn't like taking his out of the box because it ruined their value. We'd set up our Star Wars guys, and the X-Wings and all that stuff. You win! You win. And we'd put them in the snow or put them along we'd climb down into a quarry and set them up on the rocks and stuff and try to make.
Oh yeah.
This is long before digital and all that stuff, obviously. And we were trying to match up, take pictures so we could make a panoramic shot and all that. It all failed miserably, but
Hey, Whip, you feeling okay?
I think so. Why?
Man, you get a bad sunburn, didn't you?
I was looking at myself. I might have actually.
Man, you're red.
I spent most of the day outside.
I spent half the day outside. Wow, you are red.
Yeah. You could.
Oh, it was overcast
Father
here
Fish,
today.
Lou, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Father Fish.
I heard the Clash was canceled because YouTubers were upset about leadership changes. I did not know anything about this. Have you guys heard anything? I don't. It's all speculation at this point as to why, but it definitely was canceled. I don't know.
I don't think you could. I don't think it all had anything to do with YouTubers.
I don't think anything. Right.
It's not run by YouTubers.
It's all internal, I think. I don't know. Maybe they just couldn't get their proverbial poop in, straightened out before they ran out of time.
Stephen B says it has nothing to do with YouTubers at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people may try to throw us under the bus
still on
because they like to.
Yeah, well, they've hated us for a long time. Since we invaded, basically. They like their little club thing, and they didn't like us.
Does Stephen have any info he could share with us?
No, he doesn't, unfortunately. He has shared what he can share. There may be more information out there, but he's only allowed to say what he has said. I know Jenna was on the council, I believe.
But I mean, it wouldn't be. I mean, it's run by two clubs, so it's never been run by YouTubers. So
right. No, I think it was like in 2001 is when YouTubers really jumped into it. There's Jenna right there.
2001.
I think no, 2021. Sorry,
I was going to say that's a long.
No, it was like the year or maybe 2020. It was Rico went there, and he really talked it up. And that first year, he was able to pull in quite a few people, but the second year is when we really started, filtering in. And then Pep and Foxy got married last year, and that really, I mean, I think we damn near had everybody that was anybody, except for you, Doc. You had other things going on. Everybody was there,
Funny.
Well, that's probably it. What Father Fisher said is that if one of the clubs had a meltdown, that's probably what did it. Yeah,
and there was a couple presidents that were replaced, I think, is what I heard. I mean, I don't want to spread rumors or nothing, so I don't want to talk too much out of turn. I know there was only a few people that were changed out. I thought it was like the entire committee damn near was changed up. It turned out it was only like 2 guys. So 2 or 3 guys.
Well, now Scotty's got some contradictory info from Father Fish, so hard to tell.
Father Fish, I'd get a new source. The board didn't resign either. Very wrong info. Yeah, right. Well, that's the same information I had. I thought everybody got fired or replaced. I don't know if fired is the right word.
I think re-elect elections.
So leadership of the class.
No, it really wasn't. Just the very top. Yeah, just the very top, Father Fish. That's Scotty. He knows.
Yeah, I was going to say, Scotty, what is your information?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Spill the beans. Spill the beans.
Peggy Sister says, I just got home from Walmart, had you playing on my headphones and got some stuff for setting up a new tank. It's been probably a year or 2 since everything died, so I'm hoping everything lives this time. Well, just take your time. Don't get crazy. That's the problem, Father Fish. There's just a lot of wrong information. Yeah, Scotty, speak freely.
Lay it on us, Scotty.
On the committee, only 1 leadership change was made and 2 additional people added. That's what it was. So I was right in that it was 2 or 3 people, but only 1 was replaced.
And one of the people that they added has done big conventions before. I know him really well. He's a great guy. So I don't know what
I heard
happened.
there was a conflict with another fish event. Well, Aquashella is happening that same weekend, I think. Is that what happened?
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, in Chicago. It's not in the same city, but Lou, you should come to Chicago. I'll buy you some pizza.
Well, that's almost having a Aquashella and the Clash at the same time is almost as bad as having the Blue Clash Bash and GI Joe Fest at the same time. I mean, GI Joe Fest is the same weekend every year.
No, that is much, much worse. That's a travesty. I mean,
I know. I'm totally not going to be able to do the fish thing and see all my friends.
Well, choices were made. You can go be by yourself at GI Joe, or you can come to the bash and be with all your friends.
You can.
Well, but I'll be buying body parts at GI Joe.
You can go to GI Joe with all the little kids, or go to these fish conventions with all the adults.
Probably the average age at GI Joe Fest is 75.
New kids don't have no idea what GI Joe is.
Nope.
Yeah, right. I was replaced by two people who were already on the committee. So there you go, Scotty. I wasn't going to say Nikes about that, but he has spilled the beans. Some of the larger vendors would probably go to Aquashella instead, according to Chris.
Aquashella is just a trade show. Are there local vendors at Aquashella?
Yes, there's definitely local vendors. Yes.
Oh, okay. See, I've never been to one.
Yeah, it is a trade show in that there's a lot of big vendors like Fluval and those guys. But there's also, I mean, it's huge. Doc, I don't know if you've ever gone to one, but it is.
No, I never
enormous.
have.
Yeah, I mean, it makes every swap you've ever been to look like a kiddie show.
Okay.
You know.
I don't know if we sold 12,000.
It's time to drop the mic,
1,200 vendor spots, but a lot of vendors would pick up like 4 spots because they're Fluval and want a big display area and stuff. So I think there's like 700 or so at the Aquashella. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've been in those meetings.
Your buddy John is giving you some shade. So Ed is picking dolls over his friends.
I'm picking action figures so I can make more friends.
I'm thinking John
literally make them.
I think John might be underestimating the relationship that Ed has with his dolls. I mean, maybe they really.
I talk to my John action figure for 2 hours every day. Hi, John. How's the weather up there in Kentucky? Well, you know, Ed, it's pretty darn good. See?
Be careful, Ed. They're going to believe you on that.
He dropped his hammer.
So we aren't your friends, Ed? That kind of hurts.
Who said that?
Men with dolls. Dee Dee. Wet Floors said, so we're not your friends. Father John. Fish says it was at both. I was at both last year. Yeah, you went to both because it was right there by you. The Clash is not that far away. If you're anywhere near Jeremy, I mean, you're both in Maryland, right?
Father Fish went to GI Joe Fest also?
No, nobody goes to GI Joe Fest but you.
And then I think that Jersey thing was probably only about 3 hours away. It wasn't too bad.
Right. Mostly Aquashella was small vendors. Oh, really?
Oh. It's all new, or it's all been redone. So
it has been. I mean, I was there. Was it last year? And when did you hook me up? Do you remember when you hooked? That was last year, wasn't it? When you told me to call.
Last year. I haven't worked. Oh,
yeah, but you.
I think it was. No, I think that was 2 years ago.
Maybe that was 2 years ago. I don't think
that was
Chicago didn't have one
before.
Last year.
Yeah, last year was when George took over, and they were, before George took over, they were asking me to come back, and that's when I called to get you in.
Yep.
So
$850 a table. Holy cow!
when is the first year of ScottyCon over in Delaware?
ScottyCon.
You know, he ought to do it in Gatlinburg.
Nano
Gatlinburg
says
has a
Food Bowl
convention
didn't make it
center,
to
and it'd be
Aquashella,
fun.
Orlando. Wow.
Gatlinburg's far away though. Delaware's close.
Gatlinburg's closer than Delaware. I drove to Delaware, and it took me like 9.5 hours this year.
How long it took me to get to Gatlinburg?
Dee Dee is just hammering you. She was so nice earlier.
I don't know what happened to. Look, this is. I was gonna get Foxy and Dee Dee.
The John and Scuba figures close by.
This is all I can find of Foxy. I think her body just. I wonder if the cats grabbed her tail, thinking it was a toy or something. Because I can't find her body. Her head was just at the bottom of Peplin's feet.
Can you imagine if like the feds ever tapped Ed's phone like without the
Yeah,
contact?
right.
Like, I got so many body parts I can't even keep track of them, and
I got heads in this drawer, and I got very good chance that the NEC will have a convention in 2027, April most likely. I was nominated and voted in as chairperson Wednesday night. Have it narrowed down to 2 venues, nothing signed yet. So 2027, there you go, sir. Asked and answered.
What is the range of Northeast Council though? Because Northeast goes all the way up to like Maine.
There's like 17 or 18 clubs that make up that conglomerate.
I feel like the location could be in a wide area.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do it in Gatlinburg.
Lou says he's going to have to miss the G.I. Joe Fest.
Dang
it. Everybody misses it but me. I tried to get my brother just to film it.
Oh, God
I
damn
could
it.
walk around and he could film it, and he wouldn't do it.
You can put it in your
There is a
calendar
good
for
toy
next
store,
year.
though, in that town.
I won't be invited to speak at the NEC earlier either, I guess. Why not? Were you mean? Were you mean to the NEC people?
Read the private chat.
Okay. So since Ed is choosing G.I. Joe instead of the Fish Fam event, does that mean he's going to take a road trip to come visit us at our homes? Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go down to? Yeah. I mean,
be on the way to get to Texas.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, we went. James and I went and saw Father Fish, and we used to go to LRBs all the time in Indy, but then we also had the funeral, and then we had to take care of we were at the funeral, and he had all these fish, and we were like, can we help you with his fish? And they looked at us like we were there to steal his fish, and we're like, no, we'll just bag them up and take them to a shop. You do whatever you want with your fish. But instead of just letting them sit there in the house, and they were like, no, we don't want you touching our fish. And then they call us when we get back and say, you know what? We don't know what to do with these fish. Can you come back and get rid of these fish? So I had to drive all the way back to get those fish. And we ended up mailing those fish to people all over the place. Peplin Creek, or not Peplin. Oh my gosh, what was it? Shady Creek.
Ed.
No. Yes.
Ed.
You got a request.
I know. I do need to make a Father Fish one. I do. I do need to make a Father Fish.
Maryland, that would work out good.
But Father Fish, it's not a doll; it's an action figure.
At least I still have her head. Did Shy come in? Hey, Shy, what's going on, buddy? Brian, it's the little things that count. Nancy B, hello, hello. Driving home, so can't chat. Well, hopefully you can hear. And we say hello, hello.
Nancy, just use your knee on the steering wheel if you could, and answer this question for me.
There's Nancy in her Georgia t-shirt.
There she is. Her hair should
How
be
does that
longer.
work? They have to be in Tennessee and Georgia.
Yeah,
Well, she's originally.
I think she may have originally been Florida too, which is really weird. She's slowly migrating north, like a armadillo.
Yeah, right.
But for some reason, she really liked Georgia when she was going
Maryland
through
to
it. So
Maine.
she got
Maryland
all of her
would be
Georgia
good.
shirts. How about
But,
somewhere that doesn't
I'm
cost
looking
$1
at it.
million? How about West Virginia?
We go to
Virginia.
Scranton, PA. We could go see Michael Scott.
Go see what?
We could see Michael Scott.
Michael Scott.
Oh,
He
and
lives
have
there.
it in.
Company.
Is Mike in Scranton?
Yeah, he works at Dunder Mifflin over there.
I can get a facility in
he got married and left and went to
Salisbury.
Colorado.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot.
But there's Schrute Farms we could visit.
Yeah, that would be even better.
Oh, what did Father Fish just ask a question about?
He said, "Is that because I'm in constant action?"
Yeah. No, it's because dolls don't sound as cool. And if your action figure is under 10 inches, it's an action figure. If it's taller, it's a action figure, or it's a doll.
Where does that put Big Steve?
Really close. Where did Big Steve?
Yeah, because he's gigantic.
Yeah, but he's so solid.
So Ed doesn't want us to say he's making Father Fish Fam
Big
Barbies.
Steve is the biggest.
You what?
I'd have to go get a measuring device to find out. I bet he's 10 inches tall. I don't think he's a foot.
Dang, Nancy is hot. Georgia, sweet Georgia. There's Bruiser. Hey, Bruiser.
I need to make a Bruiser too.
I'm from West Scranton originally. Sleep.
Bruiser is definitely on my list, but I'm going to give him bruised eyes. He'll probably be Uncle Smiley's best friend because those two guys are going to be the goons that beat everybody up.
Peace, Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan. Sand Creek Aquatics. No, Sand Creek Aquatics. Thank you.
Okay. I thought maybe he was joking about Nathan. I know that we don't need jokes about that, but if Sand Creek you're talking about, right?
We were talking about Sand Creek earlier, and I couldn't remember the creek, and it's terrible. I was on his show for like 2-3 years.
This just became Ed's Dollhouse stream.
It happens.
It does happen almost every time.
I mean, your head isn't on there yet because it's still being painted, but I think your body's looking pretty awesome. See, he brings in his magnifying glass so he can see the fish real good at the fish swaps, and then he has his cooler to put the fish in after he buys them at the fish swaps.
I don't think I made. I'm not even going to say it out loud. As I was saying that, I was like, nope, I'm not going to complete that sentence. Will Ed make a Fish Fam doll action figure house? And will it have lots of aquariums? He's actually working on something similar to that. It won't be a house, but it's a town, right?
But that brings a good point.
I got Sleeper Barbecue hut, or I don't know if it's going to be a hut or shack. It'll probably be shack. It's upstairs. It's still got to be painted. I've got Ed's Meat Market It's already painted. I just need to make the sign.
Wait,
And
wait.
Are you
Ed's
making a
meat,
local fish store?
whose meat market?
is my butcher.
No,
Ed's
it's
meat
not
market.
Ed's. I thought
is
I
there-
thought it
is-
was yeah.
Well, it's got to be my place because it's my secret hideout.
So, is there going to be a lot
But
of?
he runs it.
Is there going to be like a bunch of pole dancers and beer served at your meat market?
No, just well, served. I'm going to be having all the steaks and stuff that a butcher can make, but they're really extra thick. And I've got a little barbecue grill out front, and Skipper can make hot dogs.
Could you imagine if Ed started a channel called Ed's Dollhouse? How confused new people would be when they started watching it. Nathan passed
And
shortly
then
after I started watching. Yeah, we're like almost immediately. Him and didn't he and Aquarium Cop, didn't they both check out roughly the same time?
Very close, yeah. Aquarium Cop was going to be mailing me all of his stickers because he wanted me to send them with my stickers, and he passed away the day before he mailed his stickers to me.
I know he made like on some of my very first like way back in 2020, he had made some comments on my videos, and then he was gone. Him and Mary. Remember Mary?
Such a super
She was so sweet. I can't remember the rest of her. She had like 3 names.
Maria
Mary,
Z?
No, Mary. She was with Father Fish a lot. She had 3 names.
Mary Page.
Mary Page, something. Yeah. I think actually there was a woman who did like aquariums that mostly goldfish and horses that was with Father Fish when I first found him. I can't remember her name either. But that they were together when they were talking about that. When that
Foxy
happened.
was on there a lot too, I think.
Who?
Wasn't Foxy on his show a lot early, like a long time ago? Years ago?
On Father Fish?
Yeah, that's where I think I met Foxy. On Father Fish.
That was either before my time or good grief, Ed's gonna put me in Pimped Out Cadillac.
Well, it's really hard to find the right size vehicles.
Will there be a swamp for me and Steven?
Oh, well, I should. I'd like to do that. Or maybe I'll have like I've been planning on making a really rusket looking dock, and like maybe you guys could have the bait shop next to the dock. Zen, I'm making a pet store for Zen because her headquarters is a Zendicate, and she'll have fish and tattooing.
Someone needs a shrink. Max Cat. She's judging you hard, boy.
That's not fair. I mean, Dr. Anthony hasn't even said anything for a while.
I know.
I'm just
Well,
listening.
Yeah, right. He's just like, I don't know where to.
I mean,
I don't know where to take this.
I don't want to upset Ed talking about his dolls.
You couldn't upset me.
I mean, is it okay to tell that this is a court-ordered therapy session that it has to go through once a week to get it out? You know, so.
There's
Hey,
Dr.
Dr. Anthony.
It's not as bad a conehead as I remember it.
Oh, there you go. Wait, to tilt it up. Look at it now.
You hold it towards the camera and elongate it.
Yeah.
You cut my finger on that.
You could, could chip it off. You just
right. Just take some sandpaper to that.
You gotta tilt your
put
head
a
down.
baseball cap on me that has, Amazon Research Center baseball cap.
Here's metalheads from Josh Metalhead.
For
And
Benevolent.
let's see.
Aquarium Cop passed
Here's
about
his wife,
5 years
Jess.
ago.
The Metalheads.
Missed that wonderful man. Yeah. He was a good dude. Mary Page. Yeah, Select Tech got it.
Here's Sam Scales.
Patrick Farms. That's yep, you got it, Pep. I don't know if that's the way it was spelled, but it wasn't her name like Joe or something. It was like a dude's name, right? Joey. Yeah, there it is right there. I just kept reading.
Nice job.
DIY Joey?
No, totally different Joey. Much
taller.
Yeah, taller, just better overall. Not that I'm casting aspersions, but Foxy was on Father Fish when we were doing daily lives. So she was over there. Yep, Foxy was too. She is a horse trainer in upstate Maine. Ah, so
wow.
She's up in there. I didn't know that.
I didn't know anybody did anything in Maine.
I just assumed they were
fish.
Down south somewhere where the horses ran, or out west. He could make a swamp with Jenna and Steven nearby, and Shelby and Grant netting stuff. There you go.
Yeah. There's
Precious Tranquility.
I have Grant eating his ice cream cone because Grant always has ice cream cones. I tried to make him look like an Amish guy with his little hat. And then I gave him a hammer because he's always hitting rocks when he's escaping, and I put a little tweezers on his hip too.
They're called forceps.
I'm giving Ed a hard time, but he is the coolest and nicest guy around. Yep. That's who we always go after, is the nice guys. That's why I'm always after him. And then he wants to throttle me, but we're done. He jackass.
The only time I ever got mad at you is when you let me die.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got mad at the wrong dude. We were away. It was the three of you down on the ground, and we were up in the air. So
that was at the Clash in 2022, right? You're talking about?
Yeah.
No, when we died, they
time.
accidentally let me die in D&D 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. My guy was just laying on the ground, passed out, and they were letting a half-dead zombie chew me to death.
He'll be all right.
He just stood there and watched basically while I'm being ate to life. They didn't realize I could actually die from that, so I didn't feel bad about it afterwards.
Watching the news, you were the second person to say that you've been watching the news. What is going on in the news? What
there was supposed to be an assassination attempt on our president.
Oh.
In the White House Correspondents' Meeting.
I did not hear about that. I've been completely disconnected from the world basically today, as you can see by the redness in my face. Precious Tranquility was also a goldfish girl. Yeah, I don't have any memory. Was she before or after Joey?
Goldie was before Joey.
Huh?
Remember that Goldie? What was her name? 400.
No, Joey was the first one. That was the first one when I found Father Fish.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the first person in the fish room to make 1 million. She got to 1 million subs beforehand.
1 million?
Yep.
Wow.
Really? That's more than Jeremy.
Well, yep. That's 10 times more than Jeremy. He's
200.
What was it? What was her name? Jeremy, with 24 karat gold or something. She was a goldfish gal.
Oh,
Aquashella paid her to come out to our show once, and she
yeah, I know
came
you're talking
to
about.
Dallas and then went to left. She didn't even come in. She
Okay,
like
that's why
vacation.
it was before Joey. So yeah, I didn't see anybody before.
I know you're talking about Ed, but I can't remember the name.
Solid
Solid
gold.
gold?
Maybe that was it.
Yeah,
It was
solid gold. That's it. Yeah, that's it. She built like a whole fish house in the backyard behind her house and stuff, but then just kind of moved away.
She'd pick up her goldfish with her hands.
She liked Oscars too, so that was kind of cool. But I don't think she ever finished that. I think she stopped doing YouTube before that was done.
Yeah, she came out to the Aquashella. I'm pretty sure it was her. She stepped in and said, okay, I got to do a video at this fish farm in Tech somewhere in Dallas. And she left, and then she never came back. That happened a lot, though, with Aquashella. We would pay big name people to show up, and then they wouldn't meet the people.
That's why you got to pay them afterwards, after they meet the obligations.
Well, I don't know if they paid them money or just gave them a free flight and a free hotel room. I think that's basically what it was, how they paid them.
Never paid me to show up.
Yeah. Well, I donated my money back. My first Aquashella was Father Fish's first Aquashella, and that was sure a fun Aquashella down in Orlando, wasn't it, Father Fish? They had they
were all fun until like what, 2022, 2023, somewhere in there. When did it all go sideways?
It all went sideways when they fired the general manager and got the new guy.
Yeah, but what year was that? Was that 2024? No.
I don't know. It all runs together.
2023.
But Father Fish scrambled up like a goat because they had like all these piles of salt, like boxes of salt, Fritz salt.
They
and
didn't
he just
even
went
leave.
straight up the side, and he was standing up at the top, and I thought he was going to fall off and break his neck. I would have broke my neck. But
yes,
Father
but we've
Fish had
seen,
no problem.
We've seen your athletic abilities at this point.
I know. And I'm thinking, if he falls, I'm going to break my back for good.
Yeah, trying to catch him.
I'm going to try to catch
2023 to
him.
2025 for the dark ages for Shella. Right. So it was 2023.
And then,
but I have been there since then.
There was one spot there where you could set, like, people would ask you to shake your hand, to take your photo with them. And I was doing that with people, and then somebody put their dog next to me, and they took a picture of the dog and me. And then the next people that came up wanted a picture, but they didn't want me. They wanted the dog.
You got beat out.
Yeah, I got beat out by the dog.
I did.
Well, in all fairness, dogs are pretty hard to compete against, for
that is 100%.
And it was Jess's. It was one of those corgis of Jess.
Yeah.
The morning gal.
She brought them to the Clash one year. They're pretty good dogs.
Jess was there with her dogs?
A couple years ago,
yeah.
2 years ago, yeah.
Are we talking Jess and Josh?
Yeah, Maine's Fins, Spurs, whatever that.
I don't remember her coming.
She came one year with her husband and the dogs.
Yeah, I remember.
There's like two.
They lived in a trailer too, I think. They have a mobile home or trailer house. What are those RV? They're called an RV. I think she was in an RV.
Motorhome. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw them inside the vendor room in the Clash. That's about it.
Well, I've gone like 4 years in a row. So if it was within the 4 years, if I missed her, that would suck.
It was the same year Bentley was there and Jason Adams.
See, Jenna doesn't think that Jess Maine's Tails, Fur, and Finn was there.
Yeah, she was because
I've seen her so many times.
I don't think
she was.
I kind of remember going.
I petted the dog myself. I mean, I physically petted them.
Are you sure you're not talking about Jess and Josh's dog, the gray
No,
one?
Blue. No,
No.
I'm not talking about Blue.
That was a pit bull. Blue.
Yeah. I mean, no, it wasn't OCA. Yeah, no, it was Clash. It was Clash.
I don't believe that is correct. I'm sticking with my. I didn't see her, so she must not have gone. Mary Oliver,
I
hello.
It wasn't OCA.
She's
No,
only
it
been to
wasn't the
Aquafest in Louisiana and Aquashella.
I know she's been at Aquashella, Florida, a couple times.
John goes, Whip, really? You can go to an event and completely miss people the entire weekend? He's making fun of me because for anybody who doesn't know, we went to the OCA and I saw him almost immediately. We walked in the door. There he was. Hey, John, how you doing? Good to finally meet you. And then I didn't see him again for the entire weekend. He's just gone. He's like, I left. Or at least I thought he did, because I literally did not run across him again.
When I went to the OCA, I hung out with John the whole weekend almost, and Keith.
You know,
I think
when I went to OCA, I didn't hang out with anybody because my friends.
Yeah, we all
didn't show up.
abandoned you. I still give my sister a hard time about that.
I think the
How
peas
dare
man,
you?
that swamp
How
mushrooms.
dare you let your father-in-law die on the weekend that I'm supposed to be out of town?
Yep.
I shouldn't be allowed to be dumped during that time of year either.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was right about the same time. So Stephen P says,
What'd he say? Huh? What'd he say?
Stephen P says, "Yeah, I'm on the team. Just didn't go to the
"Yeah, I'm on the
Clash as well."
You were
LOL.
hallucinating.
Lots of love.
Now Jenna's walking it back. Now all of a sudden there were corgis there. Ooh, plot thickens.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes, select pet. I was stood up at the OCA.
Yeah. It's just a bad
was stood up
situation
before.
where we had set it up. Ed was going to go and he was going to bring his significant other. And then Jeremy was going to go and I was going to go. And then my father-in-law, no, not my father-in-law, my sister's father-in-law died. So I called and I told Jeremy, I said, I got to cancel, dude. And next
Not
thing
even
I know,
your
like,
relative. Jeez.
I know, but she's my sister, and she's the only sister I got. So
I should have just brought Nico because he's the greatest cat in the world.
Well, so basically, Doc, what you heard is it's their fault, so not mine.
yeah, it's my fault.
Oh,
I
yeah,
canceled, so everybody just
Jeremy
canceled.
canceled. You know, I didn't find out Jeremy canceled till like 2 days before. I said, hey, when you getting there? I'm getting there Thursday night. Let's have a beer.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not going.
Going.
That's true.
Damn it, man.
I blame Ed anyways for that. So
Yeah,
they had nothing to do with it.
I like blaming other people.
We'll go there
Steve
this
was
year,
always saying
Doc,
last time,
I'll take you to a very special place in the Cleveland area.
Well, but
Oh, Jenna says he always says lots of love. My
Well,
mom always thought that LOL was lots of love. And after
dinero.
she was telling everybody about my grandma passing away, she put lots of love at the end. And that's when they explained it to her that means laughing out loud, not lots of love.
Well, Doc, the
John
hotel
says-
there is about as cheap as you can get a hotel, at least, you know.
Man,
Yeah.
that's not mine.
But the flight and the food, I'm spending so much going to Southeast Asia for this conference that I'm speaking at that that's the only travel I'm doing when I get back in the fall is for clubs that are flying me out to talk.
And back and forth to South America, right?
Yeah, but we're
Asia.
just going to go summer. So yeah.
What if we can get You Should Daisy to sponsor your Asia trip, and then you can redirect that money to go to the OCA?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
an idea.
You won't be there when I'm there. So we'll just.
Oh, that's right. He's leaving.
Yeah. Yeah, he's leaving.
And there's
Listen,
another
I'm
one that's
coming. He's
abandoning you.
leaving.
Damn it.
Because I'm going, he's leaving.
Dr. Anthony, when you go to Asia, do you have to take special shots?
No.
Well, did you ever have to take some special shots for going to overseas, or you
Yeah,
just like
yellow fever
vaccination?
or South America.
Do you have to do that all the time, or is it a one-time deal?
It's a one-time shot.
Oh, that's not too bad.
For 10 years or something like that.
So, Doc, John says it was the same OCA. I was contacted Ed. Let me try that again. It was the same OCA. I contacted Ed when I got to the OCA to see where he was or where everyone was. And that's when he told me that they weren't coming. So he's even a little bit later on than the news than you, where you were like, when are you going to get there? Yeah.
Then you threw me under the bus. At least I gave Doc a couple months notice.
Yep.
I know. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry, guys.
That was we should have probably reached out to some folks, but it wouldn't have affected you whether you were going or not. So
yeah, but I could have been prepared for a lonely weekend.
how do you prepare for that?
Brought some
buy a blow-up action figure.
I almost went there and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Somehow it always comes back to action.
I've learned my lesson.
He's like double the beer budget, you know.
You're right. Mary, I didn't know. I'm kind of out of the loop a little bit. So Mary went for an MRI finally today, so she'll know more how much or how little they need to do for surgical cutting.
Yeah, I think last time we talked with her, she was waiting on the insurance people to get their shit together.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it had progressed to a surgery situation. Why is that highlighted everything? How do I get out of that?
What day is the 30th of this week?
Of this week?
Yeah, coming up.
Probably is this week.
What's
today? The 25th.
So
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh my God. I've got to go downtown to see my cardiologist and see how my echo went last week. And then I got to come back all the way to Dayton to get my mom, and then back downtown to Chattanooga that evening to dress up the church.
Did Pepin Foxy bring their corgi? Maybe that's where the corgi came from.
Oh, maybe.
No, she was there, her husband was there, talked to him. They had 3 dogs, 2 corgis and some other dog. Little dog. Chihuahua.
Well, if that is true, I am deeply disappointed in myself that I didn't at least introduce myself.
Well, you hardly talked to me at all at that first convention that you were at.
That wasn't my fault. That was your fault. Because you were so busy.
Because I was hanging out with Jess. I don't know. I was so busy all the time.
You were running around the whole weekend. I was with Rico the whole time, and you barely spoke to him. You were so busy and that whole Saturday when you were doing the scaping, you were absent. That was when, remember, you were running around trying to buy fish and stuff to replace the fish that died. And yeah, I mean, you weren't even in the hotel room for a while.
Yep.
And that's what Jeremy and I did at the OCA. That's part of the reason why I lost track of John's, because we left and went to Ohio Fish Rescue. Spent, a couple hours over there, didn't we? Oh, at least, because we stayed for the stream, for their Friday night stream.
Yeah, probably from like 5 to 8 or something, or 4 to 8.
Yeah, we were there for a long time.
The next time I go to the OCA, I want to go to Rob's and see his shrimp farm. Flips Aquatics.
Dr. A, where are you today? He's home, right? You're home, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm home. I'm in my dining room here in Oregon.
He just has a beautiful
Oh, maybe that's what
bay
she was
window.
asking.
Yeah.
The background is where? Is that local background photo, or is that?
Oh, it's something from Chrome. I can't figure out how to get it off. I have problems getting it off these days. So
Better you say it than anybody else. I walked to Whip all dinner. I walked to Whip all dinner at the convention. He wasn't even at halfway through dinner. I realized it wasn't Whip, but a doppelganger.
Oh, he talked to Whip all dinner.
Waved.
I hope he's not talking about Terry.
Talk.
I was about to say, I bet he's talking about Terry.
It might have
been
been
a guy
Terry,
wearing a kilt.
Did he have a kilt on?
If he was wearing a kilt, that was Terry.
Dude, Rico hated it when I would tease him about Terry.
Man, he did not like it at all.
Dude, the first time I went to the OCA, Terry was waiting for me outside the hotel.
Thanks, Dee Dee.
He had, and I'm not like a hard alcohol drinker, but he begged me to take a shot of this apple honey whiskey. And all I could taste was whiskey. But I said, oh, yeah, that was really good.
Great alcohol from Peru I was going to let you guys try, but you guys weren't there.
Man, just keep rubbing salt in the wound.
Bring it this year, Doc.
I can't afford. You guys pitch in, pay my way, I'll go.
If you go to Aquashella, Chicago, I'll pay for you to stay at Whip's house.
We actually could do
that. Also,
that.
I'll need to stay at your house too, Whip.
Okay. Well, you guys would be bunking together, though. Move over.
I'm on top. It's all that matters.
No, it wasn't Terry. This guy looked like Whip was talking about his big cichlids and working in electric. Really? Well, what the hell? That literally my doppelganger. Hey, Foxy.
Was it Jesse? Hi, Foxy.
Jesse
was
doesn't
it Jesse
like
Carey's?
Hey,
no, but
Foxy.
he's still like you.
Yeah, he's got the exact same job as me. He literally works the same job.
Lobo's coming in to say hi. I got 3 cats in a little room.
3? I didn't know you had 3.
Well, guys, I don't know. We still got like 39 people in here, but we've gone like 2.5 hours.
That's my mom and dad's cat.
Oh, okay.
It prefers to live in my side of the house now that my brother lives here.
Hey, your brother fixed your internet so you can live stream from your fish room?
Yes and no.
He figured out why it wouldn't work. I can't put Ethernet cord into my
just got home so you can
my laptop. Doesn't have a plug-in. And then that thing that Liquid Zoo bought me doesn't work right.
You know, for my Mac, I plug something into my USB that allows me to plug in an Ethernet or HDMI cable or anything like that.
We said about that last
week.
USB-C to Ethernet adapter. There you go.
You said that? I don't even understand what you guys are talking about when you talk about numbers like that.
Man, Ed, read a book. Read a book once in a while.
Oh my gosh. If you read a book about technology, I would be asleep probably on the second page. Because it'd be like,
oh, Doc,
plug
I just thought of a business
NC23 into the
business,
VR to
we'll create a comic book series that covers real world topics like technology, but in comic book form.
That's right. Yeah. And we'll make a doll for it, an action figure. Call him Dr. Electro or something.
But in the process of playing with it, you learn
That's right.
valuable
Yes.
skills for real life.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
You're gonna be rich.
So, correct me if this is wrong. Is this the USB port?
No, that's not a port.
USB-A.
That is a USB connector. The
Yeah,
port is what you
but
stick it into.
That's how I connect my mouse to my computer. So
Yeah.
I've got 3 of those ports
Yep.
that I could use. 2 are empty right now. So you're saying that you can get one of those to give power to your computer or internet to your computer.
If you can get a USB to Ethernet connector, yes.
Okay, I'm going to write this down in the I'm going to say it into my notes.
If they only had books about action figures. Wait, those are called comic books. Never mind.
USB port into the SML port plug. I didn't even write it.
SML.
Get the USB port that plugs into the MSG port.
MSG? What's an MSG port?
What's the port that I'm supposed to be connecting into the USB port?
Ethernet to USB connector.
Ethernet. Okay.
This is never going to happen.
Ethernet
To
port connector.
USB connector.
Send them the link. Save the poor guy some trouble.
No, you want the USB plug. The port is what you. The port is the female portion. You want the male portion.
SML ports and
Make sure it's a
MSG
plug.
ports are very specialized.
So Nancy B, you help him. You live close to him.
Yeah, you're going to have to make a drive. Go hook him
She
up.
lives 4 hours away, the poor thing. She lives at the top and I live at the bottom. But she's almost directly straight up.
It's in
She's
private.
a little bit of an angle.
Pyrotech?
Private chat. Look, I put a link for Ed.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There you
is
go.
that-
Ed, can you look at the private chat? There's a link.
Yeah, I'm on there.
You can
Yeah,
you can get it at Walmart for $14.99, Ed.
Well,
You
this
can probably
one
get it
is
on
only
Amazon for-
$9.99.
Nice.
Okay, well,
I'm going to take a picture of this, okay?
No, don't take a picture of it. Just click
Don't
it
take
and
a
buy
picture.
it right now.
Well, I
Okay,
can't
how about
buy it
it-
on my computer. I can only buy it on my telephone. I don't know how to do that with my telephone or my computer.
Ed, I'll buy it and send it to you. How about that?
No, I'll get it myself. But
No, you won't.
I don't know how to order things on Amazon on my computer. I also
Okay.
don't have what's that Discord on my computer either.
Ed, I just bought it. Send me your address.
Oh my gosh. You didn't have to do that.
Don't say it out loud.
I'll send it to you in a text.
There you
Wait, I better do it
Excellent.
now or you'll forget.
Okay.
go. So anyway, all that being said, we're gonna call it.
This phone doesn't work.
And Doc, if
We'll
it's
get it to you. I'll get it to you, Doc. I'll get it to you, Doc. We'll see y'all later. Have yourselves a wonderful night and a better tomorrow, and buy some fish.
Welcome and thank you for the comic show. Welcome to the comic show.
Well, that
Keep
sounds
your
like a
action
place I
figures
would-
close and your dolls closer.
That's right.
Oh wait, I was on the right phone for sending
Maybe
that.
buy.